The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast. Show number 408 being recorded on Halloween, October 31st, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, known as Jesus Walks a Lot. And today I'm joined by my friend from the creepy West Coast, the best coast, GunnyCheif and Nypron is here. Welcome back, Henley! Welcome!
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy
Everything
Halloween.
is good here.
Yeah! And from Spooky, Ohio, the Mayo is back. Welcome back, Steve Willier. Welcome.
Hey, Jesus. How's it going? It's only spooky in Ohio when people are out there walking by my place and they hear Evan screams. They kind of look at the place weird every once in a while. But it's the right time of year for it, so I figured, you know what? If he's howling or yelling, I don't care so much because it fits. So
it's decoration. They probably think it's like a decoration or something.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that house.
Always got scary screaming sounds from his apartment.
Yeah,
that's cool.
wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just tell them it's fancy toys I got and stuff, and they know we're all into technology over
really
here. Really
realistic. It sounds really real, but it's like no, man. It's just I got it on Amazon.
It's very responsive. As soon as somebody walks by, it's like, hey, let me out of there. Let me out of here.
He's got him in stocks.
Call the police.
So often they'll see like Evan try to roll out the door with the scooter, but he can't. So you like drag him back in, and they're like, "Whoa!" You're like, "Oh no, that was just a mannequin. It was just a mannequin." Yeah.
It's not real.
Was it animatronics?
Looks real.
Right?
Yeah. Anyways, welcome back, Mayo. Welcome.
Yeah, glad to be back.
And also from the West Coast, the Best Coast, special guest host, Nypron from Twitch is here. Welcome, Nypron. Welcome.
Yo, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Good to be here.
Good. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween, guys. I totally forgot it's Halloween. Totally skipped it, man.
You can follow us on Twitter at _HorribleGamers. Leave us a review on iTunes. Also rate us on Spotify. Join our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. And we have a Facebook page as well. You can also give us your money. That's kind of scary. Give us your money over at Patreon. At patreon.com/HorribleGamers, like our friend Leahy, Jason Sams, Robert Noble, Sean Patrick, Chad, Henley M, Pork Chop Poo, Nypron, the best HGP host ever, Evan, self-proclaimed Pokemon Master, Big Mommy Milkers, Big D Tanaka. That's
a mouthful.
Jonathan Titan, Big D Hall, and the first HGP patron, Bill, still even the biggest D Gardner. The second, the Elden Lord. Second of his name.
Yes. I am
Bill
third in his
still.
name.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You can also head on over to Redbubble, get yourself some spooky gear. Head on over to Redbubble, search for Horrible Gamers, and buy some stuff. Also, big shout out to Phantom Inc. for the intro and outro music to the podcast. We thank you. And yeah, we're here. Spooky season, spooky time. Halloween is the night Michael Myers comes out, Mayo.
Yeah.
He might visit
the children.
you.
I'm more worried about the Children of the Corn. They kind of scare me a little bit.
Yeah,
those little fuckers are scary.
They need to bring those movies back.
They live in like mass around here. We have all that corn option, so you guys don't have to worry about that so much. But here in Ohio, you got to watch those Children of the Corn.
There is a few corn farms around me. There's a few corn farms out here that they might have some there too. It's kind of scary.
Just when you go drive by them, drive by really fast. Just don't look back. Right?
Don't stop. Don't stop.
Either. Yeah, you run something over. It's a little thump. Just keep on going. Look at the damage later. Don't be that guy that pulls over and looks and checks it out first.
No, never be that guy. Dude, listen. Let me rule number 1 of driving in the back roads in Oregon. if it's the middle of the night and it's raining and foggy outside, which usually is during this time of year, and you're driving, Gunny, and you hear a thud, and you run over something, never stop. Don't fucking stop. Just keep going. Keep going, dude. Don't matter. Keep fucking going. No one saw you. You're gonna get away. It's okay. No one saw you do it. Just keep driving. Yep. Keep going. You're in the back roads. No one's out there. Because that's how people die, man. You end up stopping and you think you ran somebody over. Then you look back at the road and nobody's there. Next thing you know, you got people coming out of the trees chasing you down. Your car doesn't start anymore. It's all fucked, Mayo. So don't do that. Don't be that guy.
Gotcha.
Okay, don't, especially this time of year. Don't be that guy.
Well, I'm in the Camaro. I don't have no time to stop anyways. I'll be going too quick.
Just keep going. Yeah,
I can't get time to stop.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. It's Halloween, Gunny, and I got some Halloween things for you. Some Halloween things. Okay?
Oh.
I went to Reddit. Okay, I went to Reddit.
The source of all.
And I started scouring.
The truth.
Started scouring the Reddits for the scariest experiences people had in gaming while they were gaming or whatever, like some of the scariest, horrifying experiences they ever had in a video game. And this one kind of caught my attention, So this thread here is kind of long. Okay, it's kind of long. But it reminds me of some things, This person wrote, there was this game back in the day for the GameCube called Eternal Darkness. Your character had sanity levels, and as this meter dropped more and more fucked up things would happen. A scream that you could not find the source of, blood dripping down the walls. An enemy will attack you out of nowhere and then disappear as you realize it was a hallucination. The thing is, some of these things that happened were outside of normal gameplay. At times, it would look like you were turning down the volume on your TV, or you were even changing the channel on your television. Or like it would look like your game became unplugged. Because, back then, when back in the GameCube days, we had those little red, yellow, and like white TV connectors or whatever. And you usually had to have it like on a certain channel or on an input channel or whatever.
Auxiliary, wasn't it? Like you had to be on the auxiliary.
Yeah. Well, the game would make it look like you changed the channel to a different channel. It would be like, no, video lost. Yeah, you changed your channel 4 or something. And apparently, another thing that the game would do, which was apparently the most horrifying for this player, was the game, at a certain point, the game made it look like you went over to your memory card save slot, and you started to erase all your memories, like all your save files.
Oh, man. That would wake you up real quick, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What's
going on?
No.
Yeah. So the game apparently, it would do some shit like that. That's kind of cool to think of, like how back in the day, like they had this video game, that would do that. I never played Eternal Darkness, but
I remember hearing about this before. I
see
never
it
played it
on the Xbox, like for sale or something periodically. Probably just recently because it is Halloween. Probably like a backwards compatible title.
Yeah, another person said they were playing that same game at nighttime one night, and it was actually thunderstorms outside, and it was raining and cloudy and thunderstorming and windy. And he said that the game did that thing where it made it look like the game was unplugged from the TV. So he naturally thought his cat walked over the cable or something behind the TV, So he was like, fuck. So he went to go fix it, and to his surprise, he goes to check the wires. And the wires are all there, Gunny. They're all plugged in. But he said when that happened, that loud scream came out of nowhere from the game. Like, it just like a loud scream occurred. He said he hit his head really hard on the fucking cabinets. Trying to get back up or whatever. He hit his head. And, yeah.
Damn, that would be scary. Especially if you're alone, It's dark and the lights are off and it's just the TV.
I wonder if his console is haunted or cursed or something.
Maybe he owned it previously.
Like a voodoo console.
Man, I think the poltergeist scared me the most as a kid. Not like a young kid, but even
Did you know?
older kid, I was scared.
Did you know, Gunny, that in Ireland is where Halloween originated from?
I heard it's a Celtic holiday originally, pagan
you know
holiday or
that
something.
you know in Ireland when they celebrate Halloween, you know how they do it?
How?
They shoot off fireworks.
What? We don't do that here, not in America.
On America. And apparently in Germany, Mayo, it's tradition for people to hide their knives on Halloween night. The goal of hiding your knives is to prevent returning spirits from getting injured, apparently. Oh.
But if it's a spirit, you can't stab it.
I actually was taking my son home today. Do you guys think I happened to notice like they were doing like trick or treat, kind of thing in my neighborhood is take my boy home. And you don't just seem to see as many kids out nowadays, especially like when we were younger. But do you think Halloween's becoming more of an adult parties type kind of thing than it is a kids trick or treating kind of thing anymore? Because with COVID and then just the way the world is today, the kids just aren't out like they used to be. And I remember back in the day when we were kids, like I know it was a small town, but there was kids everywhere out trick or treating. And now it's like you go down the road and when people are out doing that, and you see maybe like 10 kids, in a group.
Well, you figure, I look at it this way, being in the alcohol industry, right? Delivering hard alcohol, and you figure it's World Series right now between the Phillies and some other sports ball team. College football. So I figured like people kind of take advantage of that where they're like, yeah, let's go out tonight and watch the World Series. Well, it got rained out, but and dress up in costumes and go to the bars, the restaurants. But if you're thinking more for home, I don't know. I mean, do people still do that? Have like house parties with Halloween? Do you think?
Definitely yes, because I know some people are having house parties tonight here in Oregon. But it's mostly those happen mostly when the weekends, when Halloween lands on a weekend, like a Friday or a Saturday.
Right.
Most of the parties that I know of that happened this year were yesterday night or Saturday night.
Yeah, the day before. Yeah, I saw them do it Friday or Saturday night. It was. Yep.
Yeah. But as far as kids trick or treating, like that's not a big thing anymore, man. Like my daughter tonight, she's going out with her friends or whatever. And yes, they're going house to house, but also like downtown here in my town, the downtown will kind of shut down. They shut down the roads, and all the businesses that are downtown, like all the little mom and pop shops and shit, they all hand out candy. All of them, they all just hand out candies and shit to kids. So everyone kind of hits that part of town first, and then from there you kind of spread out to different areas of town or whatever. And but yeah, people still do trick or treat here. It's just not nearly as much as when we were kids, man. When I was a kid, dude, we'd fucking go for like hours, man. We'd be like,
yeah.
I don't know how our parents let us do this shit, man, but my parents would let me go out from like, I don't know, from like 5 or 6 to like fucking, I'd be out there till like 11:30 at night, dude.
Yeah,
knocking on doors. You son of a bitch! It's 11:30.
Right.
It was like late
Jesus was the guy out there like stealing candy from the other kids. He was there like pushing kids over.
Nobody's answering the door anymore. I'm taking your candy.
No, and then I would always hit up the houses that had like the candy bowls or whatever, like the lazy.
He's the guy that goes back twice. He's like, okay, I've been gone for like an hour. I'm gonna go hit this block again.
Definitely would hit up places twice, especially places that give out like cool shit. Like the big candy bars. Like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna hit that house twice. That guy has the big Hershey bars or whatever. Like, hell yeah, let's go there twice. One time a guy, I always remember this. It was so random. One time a guy ran out of candy. He didn't know what to give us, so he ended up giving us like sodas, a bunch of soda cans, like fucking Pepsi and Coke and shit. He just started giving us sodas. He's like, here you go, kids. Giving us a bunch of sodas and shit. It was kind of cool.
Yep. I remember most of the candies that they give away here, because I'm from San Diego and I live next to Mexico, and so like a lot of our candies are Mexican candies. And they're so good. Like I look forward to eating Mexican candy more than chocolate and stuff like that. You guys should try the Mexican candy. It's really good.
You figure where I live at Nypron, I mean, in California, of course, so I do see a lot of that, like, especially where I love those when I can go up to the counter and I'll buy like the little Mexican candies, 2 of these, 2 of those, 3 of those, hell yeah, I'll take them.
Yeah. Full of tamarinds and salt.
When I go to parties, Mexican parties, I'll stock up on them.
You like Mexican candy, Jesus?
Of course, I'm fucking Mexican.
I was waiting for a no.
Like, I fucking grew up with that shit, man. Like the little Mexican, the mango pops. You ever had those? Like they're like little, they're shaped like a mango, and they have like spicy shit on them. Or there's also one that's shaped like a corn on the cob or whatever. Is yellow, but it has like the red spicy shit on it. Or there's like the tamarindo. Those are pretty popular.
They make different variations than tamarindo, but man, those are good.
The pelones are pretty popular. Those are like the little tamarind candies that you push up. They're like a push pop kind of. It comes out the top.
I got like a whole box of those.
The pelones are pretty good. What else? There's a lot of Mexican candies that are really good. The ones that I do not like are the coconut ones. I just don't like coconut. I don't like the flavor of coconut. I like the smell of coconut, but I don't like the flavor of it or the texture of it. Like, every time I ever had it on something, I fucking hate the way it feels. I like the one else, but I hate the way it tastes.
My favorite Mexican candy? I don't know the name of it, but basically it's like a small round thing where you open up the package and it just turns into powder.
You're thinking about mazapan.
Yes, I love those. I buy those from the store all the time.
Yeah, it's like almost like a, I would say it's almost like a flour type candy where like it's like a sugar. It's like a sugar, but it's like a powder.
Yeah.
And pretty much it comes wrapped up in it looks like a hockey puck almost.
Yeah.
And you unwrap it. It usually it's usually been made by a company called De La Rosa, which is like called, in English it would be called Of the Rose. But it has like a little rose printed on it. And usually when you open it up, it's pretty solid when it's sealed up. But when you open it up, you can just like break it apart really easily. It's just like sugar.
Oh yeah,
it's just like sugar and like pecans or something like that, right? Like grounded up.
Like very powdery.
They're like the best thing ever in the morning with coffee. Okay, I don't eat that for breakfast. I'm just saying, like, right after breakfast, I still got some coffee left. Yeah,
good choice, Gunny. Good choice. That's a classic in Mexican households. For Mexican children, mazapan is like a classic for sure. What else? I'm trying to think of other like Mexican candies that
I liked Lucas, the powder candies.
Oh, Lucas's are pretty popular. Yeah,
I remember in high school, like people would just eat that shit like crazy.
Yeah, like I said, the mango pops are pretty popular. There's also like a watermelon pop, like a watermelon little lollipop thing or whatever. There's also the Duvalines. Those are like the little it's like a chocolate and like something else, kind of like mixed. It's like a little thing that you like. It comes with like a little stick spoon thing or whatever that you dip in there and you eat it.
Yeah,
it's pretty popular. Those are pretty popular.
Guys, I know I mention this every year, and thanks for listening every year. To those out there, appreciate you guys. So I'd go downtown, Petaluma, here in my cow town, and there's a locally owned dairy that they spread out pretty good. Like they cover a lot of area of Northern California, but it's called Clover Stornetta. So I know a few of you are like, I've had that milk, but so the guy, these rich people downtown, he's like, I'll just give everybody white milk or chocolate milk. It's like for Halloween, And here we are, we'd be standing in line to get milk, little cartons of milk, like little half pints. I'm like, yeah, great, thanks a lot. I'm not going to drink that. I want candy. I want good candy. I want the big Snicker bars and the Reese's Pieces. Yeah, that's what I'm there for.
Speaking of candy, I got a bag of candy right here with me right now.
We knew it, Gunny, didn't we?
Gunny I got the big bag of Reese's Pieces.
Jesus like, oh guys, I'm gonna be late tonight. I have to work. And Gunny's like, no, Jesus is out trick or treating.
He's fired up, man.
He's out getting candy right now. And look, he's got a whole backpack full, guys.
Oh no! Listen, so my work had a competition, right? They had like this milk jug, and they filled it up with candy corns. You know, like the candy corn candy.
Oh,
and they said, guess how many candy corns are in here? And me trolling one of my coworkers, me and this other guy were trolling one of my coworkers, and he wrote like 1400 or something. So I wrote 1415. So then he wrote like 1414, and the other guy wrote like 1416. And it turns out I got like third place because of that, and they got like first and second or whatever.
Wow.
But
close.
Yeah, we were just kind of trolling or whatever. But that was a pretty close guess of mine. But yeah, I got like a whole bag of candy right here. I got a water bottle. I got a journal, some fucking backpack that I won. I don't know, man. It was just a bunch of random shit they gave me. They gave me a gift card as well. But the coolest thing about it was I got a bunch of candy, bro.
Oh, nice. Candy corn's good.
Look, I got myself a big motherfucking Hershey's cookies and cream. That fucker's big.
Yeah, that's how big it is.
It's the size of my fucking head, bro. But yeah, you know, I didn't know that that Haribo, the gummy bear company, I didn't know they made like sour gummy bears and like, but like not with the ones that are covered in sugar though. These are just like regular looking gummies that are like sour, and like these are called vampire bats or something. They're like shaped like bats. But yeah, they make like random shit. I didn't know that. Hashtag I didn't know.
Sweet sugary goods on Halloween.
Halloween. Halloween. So yeah, I mean Halloween, man. Scary time of year. Scariest.
Scary world we live in.
Scariest time of the year ever. But yeah, man. I mean, as a kid, I loved Halloween. I still like Halloween as an adult, but I mean, as a kid, I fucking loved that shit. I used to love dressing up and going out and just being out there for, like I said, for hours, man. Like literally, my family, my uncle, my aunts, where we would go trick or treating. They lived like in this big community, like in Vegas. It's like I would say it's almost like a gated community, like fucking place or whatever. But it was huge, man, like big as fuck. So we would literally just go to that whole entire area trick-or-treating for fucking hours, dude. Hours. And then sometimes we would come back home, and then they would take us to like another neighborhood in Vegas, like a random neighborhood. And they were, get the fuck out the car, and we'll meet you 3 blocks down that way.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's
I did that when my kid was 11, 12. Yeah. We got to go to this neighborhood. They got money. That means good candy.
Yeah, the good candy. Yeah, here in town,
right.
Here in town, that neighborhood is called the Greens. That's what that community is called here in town.
That is such a white people name of a.
You go there, though, bro. You go there, though. All the rich motherfuckers live there. They live like right next to a golf course, right? And they like legit this entire block in that neighborhood or whatever in that community. This entire block, the whole block, every single fucking house. They all shut down the street, so they block off the entrance to the road. It's like a cul-de-sac, like a big one though. It's like a long road, and then it ends in a cul-de-sac. They block the entrance to the road with like a bunch of cones and shit, and every house has different decorations for Halloween, like different style things. Like some will do like a haunted house, some will do like whatever, you know, like different shit. But they all like have like a huge block party. They'll have like a fucking DJ there playing music, fucking candy galore everywhere. And also they do the same shit for Christmas. They all like every house like has like a Christmas light fucking display that's like thousands of dollars or some shit. It's crazy. I don't know if it's part of like the HOA or something, like a part of the rules they have to do this shit or something, but they do it.
You must decorate.
You must decorate for Halloween.
Just have to
Just one last quick thing on the Halloween thing before we talk about games or whatever. But do you guys see on the news? Like it was like maybe like 2 weeks ago where there's I think it was went viral. Like somebody stole one of those giant skeletons. Was it like what are they like 12 foot tall? And the video shows like this minivan, and they opened up the back of the minivan, they pulled up to this house, and they just shoved it, and the legs were sticking out the back of the minivan, and the guy like drives off, and you see these big giant skeleton legs sticking out the back of the van.
Like the one that Bill has in Discord?
Yeah, like Bill Gardner has, and they literally just stole it from somebody's yard. And they just drove away, and the legs are hanging out the back of it, and everything. And everybody was like, "Have you seen this van?" You know, it's like,
yeah,
I'm sure somebody saw that van. Like,
Yeah.
Not every day you see you're
it.
driving down the road and you see this van with big old skeleton legs sticking out the back of it and the hatch open, you know? So that's just kind of funny. I don't know where it was at or where it happened, but crazy.
Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Anyways, let's talk about video games we've been playing this week, I guess. Video game time. I played some games, of course. You guys know what I played. I played some more Battlefield this week. Yeah, Battlefield. It's Battlefield. There's nothing more I can say about Battlefield.
It's drawing you back in more and more, less.
Is it drawing them back in now? Because some other shooter might be.
I mean, are you playing it regularly?
Yes, but no, not after the other shooter came out.
That's what I figured.
That's what I was wondering. How much Battlefield did you play after the other shooter came out?
So, Modern Warfare 2 came out on Thursday night. And pretty much since Thursday, I've been playing that like nonstop. Like pretty much all the time that I have to game goes to that. Yeah, it's Modern Warfare 2, man. Like, what can I say? One thing that I am disappointed though about this game. So there's a few things that I'm really pissed off about. One of them is the performance issues with the game. Now the game runs perfectly good when it's running. It's running well. But that's just it when it's running. There's a lot of times the game will just freeze up on me and it'll just crash. It legit will just do like some crazy hardcore crash.
We're talking Battlefield or Call of Duty?
Both, but mostly Call of Duty right now.
And we're talking PC, right?
Yeah, it'll crash really bad on the PC. Like it'll just, everything legit will freeze on your screen. You can't move, like the screen will just freeze and there's nothing you can do. Like there's no, you can't even Alt F4 because it's so frozen. It'll just be like it's done.
It's taking,
and then sometimes
90% of your memory. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But sometimes it'll hiccup like that. Like it'll freeze. So like you'll wait for like a couple seconds. I would say maybe like 4 or 5 seconds, which is a very long time when you're in a match. You're waiting like 4 seconds or 5 seconds. Anyone can kill you in that time. And the game will pick back up again. Like you'll start moving again or whatever. So the one thing that I don't like is that, the freezing. It's very bad. It really is really terrible. Like I don't know what to do to fix it. There's nothing I can do to fix it. Literally,
I saw this.
Evan at my place here, he's been playing a lot on my PC, and he's been getting crashes as well. And I think from what I'm hearing, it's like a driver issue with NVIDIA. And if you roll back your driver,
that in DLSS or something, like turn that off, because I saw that on Twitter today. Jesus, and that was for Battlefield and Call of Duty.
I didn't see an option for DLSS on.
DLSS is there. RTX is not there, but DLSS is. The thing is, I've rolled back the drivers. I've increased the CPU memory, like how many cores it's using. I increased it to 8 from 7. I actually went into the game files and changed that. Like I figured out how to do that. I went in, I turned off parallax occlusion or whatever that shit means. I don't even know what that does in the game, but it does something. I turned off something video memory cache sync, some shit that it was in the game. I turned that off because people said turning that off helps. I shit you not, after I did all this, the game actually runs even worse now. Like it's like now it won't even launch sometimes. Like sometimes I'll launch it and in the main menu, I'll go to launch a match and it'll just freeze before the match starts. So I feel like all that shit is just bullshit placebo effect crap that people have been doing that is really bullshit. Now the driver thing, that might be true because I rolled back the drivers. The game was running okay for a little bit, but I was still getting freezing and stuff like that and crashes, and it's fucking annoying, man. Like it really is.
It might be also the servers as well, because it seems to be a recent thing. And again, the random tweet that I saw, or the two of them, you figure they're all PC players that I see.
No, this is a hardware issue, like a hardware software not reading it right, the software not working with the hardware right. That's all it is. This is not a server issue. This is not, because if it was a server issue, everyone in the match would crash. Everyone in the match is still playing except me because my ass left because our game fucking crashed. Now, this happened to me multiple times. This happened to me while playing with Evan even. We always went Evan at this party and his friends or whatever. And we were in a match. I was doing fucking good that match. I was like number 1 player on our fucking team. And we crash. And I just like, you know what? I give up. I'm like, I don't want to join again. I'm just going to give up. Very, very frustrating, and I don't know what to do. Like I said, I've tried everything. Now, the next thing that I might try, the last thing that I might try, is I might go into the Steam settings and launch the game under DX11 instead of DX12. The game by default will launch on DX12. Now, you can launch it on DX10, DX11, or DX12 or whatever. There's like 4 different versions of it or whatever that you can launch it under, but you have to go into the system settings under Steam and select like launch protocols or something like that and create like a launch protocol for it. So I'm gonna have to do that. But I'm fucking like pissed off right now that that's happening to me. And it's happened to me at times where like I was on a kill streak, like I was on a roll, man. Like I was gonna get kill streaks, I'm fucking doing good. And like boom, the game would just freeze. It's like, fuck, man. Like, and there's also been times where it doesn't freeze, but it does that hiccup thing where like the game will freeze for like, I don't know, I want to say maybe 4 seconds. The screen will just freeze. And then
Call of Duty time.
Someone runs around the corner and kills me and fucks me up. And then the game will start back up again. And then I'm like, oh, now you're dead. Like, oh, ha, motherfucker. Here's the kill cam of you standing there looking at the wall. And here's this guy that came up behind you and executed you or whatever. It's like, what the fuck, dude? And yeah, so yesterday it pissed me off. It really pissed me off. Like, I was mad. I was like, you know what? Fuck this game. Fucking piece of shit. I'm fucking done with you. I got mad, so I went to Battlefield. And Battlefield, I launched the game. First thing the game does, freeze on launch. Like, loading into the match, you could hear the audio of the match. Like, you hear the gunshots and the planes, and the people talk. Objective Alpha has been lost. Objective Bravo is.
I remember that from former Battlefield games.
It's loading. The fucking loading screen froze, and I'm like, okay, maybe my PC is getting too hot or something. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, maybe it's like I need to like open it up and like thermal paste that motherfucker or something. I don't know. And then next, the game's just frozen. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, okay,
Jesus, we have feedback here, Jesus. I figured I'd just interject this right now. This might help, it may not. So this is from They Call Me I Am's Fuller. He writes in Discord, tell Jesus to stop sending me Battlefield 2042 game invites. I will log out every time, even if I'm in the middle of a game.
Fuck you, Iams.
I hope your game freezes, Iams. Every time. Damn, Iams. Battlefield. Yeah, I think both games.
Chalk over there. He doesn't know what to say.
He's eating his Mexican candy, choking on that. But I know I saw that today. And I thought
some candy over here. Fuck.
I thought that's weird that it's both games right now because they're like, yeah, Call of Duty's atrocious. Yeah. It's not working, and you got to quit out of the client altogether. And I was like, what? Somebody DDoS in both games? What's happening right now?
It's not a server issue. Battlefield is neither of them are server issue. They're both hardware, software issues. EA says they're aware of the shit in Battlefield. Now, the thing about Battlefield, though, is the Battlefield doesn't occur to me as often. Like, literally, it happened to me yesterday, and it happened to me maybe, like, twice in the last month. Call of Duty, it's like at least every hour or 2 hours, like, something will happen. Now, the other thing that happened to me in the game was everything in the game kind of went, like, rainbow color. So, like, the match started and everything, like, it loaded up, right? Everything was fine. It loaded up correctly. But, like, half of my screen on my monitor was, like, rainbow color, distorted, like, rainbow-looking color shit. And the other was normal. But every time I moved my character, it would, like, everything that the screen moved with, like, the fucking rainbow color would just turn everything into rainbow color. Like, everything was changing into rainbow color. And when I turned back around, everything was rainbow color. It's just like, I don't know what the fuck was going on. Next thing you know, the game crashed bad, and it was like, whoa, what the fuck happened? And I don't know what that rainbow color shit was about. But
I mean, I've had a game before, like, I've actually had time I had just weird effects. It was like all rainbowy, and it was all pixelated, like the games were looking bad. And actually, my power supply was actually going bad. It took me forever to figure that out. Like, I had to mess with different things. And eventually one time I was like, you know what, I'm going to try some different, like, I can't remember if it was just the cables or if it was the actual power supply. I think I switched power supplies, and the game was fine after that. It was like the GPU wasn't getting enough power, and it was literally like messing up the graphics, and so it was like having an issue. It was weird, but not saying that's the case, but it was just kind of unique. You know, I'm like, oh, I've never seen anything do like that before, so I know that pain.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, besides the issues, Call of Duty is a fucking blast. I love the game, besides the issues.
I remember on the weekend you messaged me, Jesus, that I should play Call of Duty. I was thinking about it, and I was like, is my PC ready to handle this? You know, I'm sure if I'm ready to dump $70 on this game. It's quite a lot, so I think maybe I'll wait till everything gets optimized. And then I'll probably think about dumping $70 in Call of Duty. Because right now I have a 1660 GTX. So I heard that this game is very well optimized compared to the first one. So, yeah, I'll think about getting it.
Sorry, this candy's fucking me up. In terms of your hardware running it, your hardware can probably handle it easy. Like, I'm pretty sure people. I'm sure people running this game on 980s are playing it just fine. I mean, literally,
1080p probably. You know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be trying to play a 4K on a 980.
Well, of course not. I wouldn't try to play on a 4K on my card. I mean, it just probably wouldn't be a thing, you know. But one thing about the price, it's like, yeah, I guess you can wait, but the game is never going to go down in price.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Call of Duty.
Yeah, not for a while, right? Not for a while. It's not an Ubisoft
At least a couple years. I'd say at least a year and a half.
Yeah, I saw Cold War. That game is still like $60. It never went down. It's
they
crazy.
never go down. Call of Duty.
You can probably look at the old ones, and they're probably still full price.
I mean, you're probably going to see this around where you're going to see something on probably in December, right, for like some kind of holiday thing, $10 off, right? So you'll get it for $59 versus the $69.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not until February next year.
Anyways, yeah, so I really like the game. I just love the fucking gameplay, man. It's so good. Like, when the game actually works and it's not crashing on me or whatever, like, it's so much fun, man. It is Modern Warfare 2019 with a little bit of enhancements to it. The new gunsmith is kind of interesting with the way the platforms are now, like the weapon platforms that you unlock things, and like the M4 can also, it's like a brother gun or a sister gun to the M16. It's under the same platform, but then the Icarus under the like the battle rifle, that's the same thing. Like, it's under the M4 class, and then the SMG, it's under the M4 class as well. Like, it's all different rifles, different styles of rifles, but they all are tied to the M4 class, and the attachments are all interchangeable in between them. But to unlock each attachment, you have to play with each different type of gun. So to unlock all the attachments for that certain style of weapon, you'd have to play with the M4, the M16, the Icarus, the other one, I forget what the other one is called. Same thing applies to like the other, because there's other platforms. There's the M4 platform. There's the like the Russian SMG platform. I forget what that one's called. And there's another, like, there's like a bunch of them, like 4 or 5 of them. And then there's also like the sniper rifle platforms. For the sniper rifles, now each gun can reach level 20. And level 20 is the max level for that gun. But like I said, to unlock the attachments for all the guns and have them interchangeable between each other, you have to pretty much level up every gun to level 20 to have all the attachments, you know, for everything, you know. So it's kind of like right now, I did the M4. I got the M4 to level 20. Of course, that was like the first gun I used because I got like the Vault Edition. So it gave me like all the attachments for it already. But like, I got like some kind of skin for it or some shit, so I'll use that gun the most. And then when Evan told me how it works, I ended up switching over to the M16. And now I've been using the M16. Now, at first, it kind of sucked because going from the M4 to the M16, you're going from like a fully automatic rifle to like a fucking burst fire rifle. And now it's kind of like a big change in the dynamic of gameplay. Like, you really have to time your shots. You have to really kind of lead your shots sometimes, or you got to like land headshots. That's the key to it. You know, you have to really be precise with your shots because you're only doing burst fire. And when you run into a room with like 5 enemies, if you miss any shots with that M16, you're dead. Like, it's no chance. You know, if they have automatic rifles and you got this burst fire, they're gonna kill you. But other than that, the game's a lot of fun. I really am enjoying it, and I love like some of the fucking weapons are really cool. Like the drill charge grenade is really fucking cool. And I've actually learned how to use that a lot better, like recently. Because the drill charge, I don't know if you guys know what it is, but it's pretty much like a grenade. You throw it, and you can throw it anywhere. You can throw it on the roof. You can throw it at a wall, any type of wall, and it'll stick to the wall, and it'll like drill into the wall, and it'll shoot a grenade into the room of whatever the wall is next to. So, like, if somebody's
almost like a Rainbow Six Siege.
Exactly, yeah, like the Rainbow Six Siege grenade or whatever. Like, yeah, it's exactly that. You throw it against the wall and it'll drill in and it'll boom, shoot a grenade in there and it'll kill whoever's in there. And like that thing, when you use it correctly, can be really fucking cool and really effective and really helpful. Because I've seen some people use it in unique ways, like to kill me. You know, I'm like, how the fuck did that grenade get in there? And I see it, and I'm like, oh, they used the drill charge grenade. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Like, I would have never thought of that, you know? So that was kind of cool. Some of the abilities are pretty cool as well. The portable radar is kind of handy. The suppression mine, it's like this mine. You get it as one of your abilities, you know, because you have abilities in the game that, like, you know, somewhere like put down a shield, throw a portable radar, use a recon drone. One of them is called the suppression mine, and this is like a little thing, a device you kind of throw. You can put it on the ground, on a wall, on the ceiling. It doesn't matter where you put it. But like every few seconds, it'll like pulse out like this. I don't know. It's like a sound or something. But the sound will slow down enemies and it'll distort their vision. So like if somebody's running by it, and that thing goes off, it'll distort their vision. It'll slow them down. So it's almost like a flashbang, whatever, but it slows them down a lot, you know, and it'll fuck them up. And if you put this in the right spot, like in a room or like in a hallway where people you know are gonna come down this hallway, it could be a good tool to use to really like make the enemies like kind of throw them off, you know. But yeah, the game is a fucking blast, man. Like, I've been having a fucking lot of fun with it. Now, one thing that Brig told me, that he sent me an article about this, was he said this game or whatever, the PC Master Racers are at the biggest disadvantage ever. Apparently, the auto aim for the controller, the aim assist or whatever, I guess it's not auto aim, but the aim assist, it's really aggressive.
Console noobs.
It's like really aggressive. Like people are not like they're saying like they're using sniper rifles, and you don't really have to be aiming at the person. You just kind of hold the left trigger, and then it'll snap to the player. You know, like automatically snap over to the player.
That's baby mode.
And yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I guess it's true. Maybe I don't know. I've been using mouse and keyboard. I don't use controller. But I know that if you do use the controller on the PC, which I notice a lot of people that I play with are using controllers, which is weird. The aim assist is really strong. So maybe that's the reason PC gamers are using controllers, because they know that the aim assist is there. But yeah, like actually a lot of the matches that I get into, you can see like who's using what, like PS4 or Xbox or whatever. And then you see the PC players, but you can also see if the PC players using the mouse and keyboard,
right,
or if they're using a controller.
Detected, yeah.
And a lot of them are using controllers. So yeah. Other than that, man, like I really haven't played much else. I played a little bit of Diplomacy. Is not an option. Now, just like Cult of the Lamb, this added a Halloween event. The Halloween event and diplomacy is not an option. This is an early access game on Steam. I spoke about it before. It's the one where you like build a castle and you're building like a little kingdom and you gotta defend the waves. The Halloween event in this one is like a bunch of zombies come. I'm talking like
I can imagine because I remember watching you stream this when you were playing it initially. I was talking with you about it, and the amount of the people that would come in on the waves seemed like it was a lot. So I almost feel like I almost get like a They Are Billions kind of vibe in my mind already, or like World War Z, where like you just see all these zombies running in. That's kind of my vibe I'm getting already.
Isn't the developer of this game the developer of There Are Billions?
I am not sure.
I'm pretty sure they are.
I think so.
Yeah.
I didn't care much for They Are Billions, but Diplomacy is not an option. It's a good game.
Let's see here. I don't know who's making it, but I'm pretty sure they're the same developer, dude. Because they talk about the other game a lot in their patch notes. They talk about They Are Billions in their patch notes. So maybe they're not. Maybe they're just affiliated. Or maybe they like the other game. Maybe it's an inspiration. I don't fucking know. But this game is actually fucking great, man. Like I fucking love Diplomacy is not an option. Like I said, it runs pretty good, and the game is just fun. It's cool to see like your big ass army try to defend against like this huge, unbeatable force. Like you think to yourself, man, I built this amazing army. I got like 70 catapults. We're fucking lined up. I got all these archers, these fucking walls. I got all these swordsmen, these knights, these like shield guys, these spear guys. I'm gonna fuck these guys up. And next thing you know, you see the enemy size, and you're like, oh my god, like no way. Like we thought we were prepared. We were not prepared for this. My whole strategy goes to shit, Mayo. Like I lose my mind. I'm like, I don't know what to do, man, because like. You know, I built all these walls. I got like all these catapults behind the walls. I got some in front of the walls. And like, when the enemy start attacking you, you can have your archers on the wall shooting arrows down at the enemies. But you know, like usually you don't want to have like them attacking your walls right away. So you kind of set up an army outside of your castle wall, right? Like you set up an army there, you know, like, all right, guys, you're like the first line of defense. I'm going to have my spear guys. And then we're going to have shield guys. Then we're going to have the sword guys. Then we're going to have like some fucking catapults and maybe some archers on the ground. And then we're going to have all the archers on the wall and the crossbowmen. And then we're going to have catapults behind the wall. And we're going to have like more swordsmen and like knights and stuff inside the castle walls. So when in case they do break through the walls, we have some defenses inside ready to take them on, you know? And holy fucking shit, because if you don't close the castle gates, they all kind of funnel into the castle gate that's open. But if you close them, they start breaking down the walls. But also at the same time, your army, if you have the castle gate open, they'll fucking start retreating into your castle. Like they'll start falling back towards your castle and like trying to go into the doors, and then it hits a big choke point. So usually I kind of just trap them outside. I close the gate on them, and I'm like, "Fuck you guys!"
They're like, "Oh no,
you can't come in till you're all dead, or will you win?"
You guys fight to the death out there. Good luck.
You become the enemy. You become a zombie yourself.
It gets fucked, man. It's so hardcore. It's a fun game.
Looks so hard though. Like I said, it seems like it'd be difficult because did they ever add any more than that second level?
No, they said they're still working on the campaign or whatever, which I'm so excited to play the campaign because I want to know what happens, you know? Like, I want to know, like, how hard does it really get in the campaign? Like, it has to be so fucking hard near the end. Yeah, it has to be hard. Because they added, like, new enemies as well to that zombie mode. Like, there's, like, new enemy types. There's, like, these giant... They almost look like giant spiders. They're, like, these giant fucking things or whatever. Like they're huge, dude, and they come at you, you're like... And your catapults are trying to fucking shoot at them, and you're like, oh my god, like there's no fucking way. There's no way we're gonna withstand this attack.
That just makes me want to go play more Be Castled. I know it's not the same game, right? That's more of a...
It's almost the same style, though, yeah.
Same style, yeah. It's got catapults and shit.
I would say Be Castled is less difficult. Having played both of them, I would say Be Castled is less difficult.
Tower defense.
Yeah. Now, the sad thing about Becastled, like, unfortunately, that game was being developed in the Ukraine, and then Russia invaded the Ukraine. So the developer kind of had to close up shop, and some other developers like joined the Ukrainian army to fight the war. Like I'm talking like some of the guys that were fucking making a video game, like they joined the military, and now they're out there fighting the war, and like the other half or whatever fled the country. And like they're being refugees in different parts of the world or whatever. So like development on that game completely stopped, dude. Like they haven't even posted like an update on their like Steam page saying like, hey, we're gonna come out with the patch eventually sometime. No, like they pretty much did the like they did like a little like patch note that said, hey guys, we're gonna stop development on the game for now because we have to evacuate or whatever. We're based in the Ukraine and fucking Russia's invading us, a bunch of assholes. And next thing you know, they're like nothing, dude. Like radio silence. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if they're okay or what the fuck's going on. So that's kind of the sad part about that game. Like will it ever get finished?
Yeah, and it really sucks. And I'm glad they left it in a really stable position. So I guess you could say one downside to that game would be it's a little slow. I mean, I don't know if you could probably speed it up, but I just can't wait for them to really get back into the swing of things and polish this thing up and be a lot funner. So it's a little slow. It's a slow grind, I would say. But for especially somebody who's new at the game, it's like, oh, I don't know what to do first, or build wooden walls or put up cement walls or do, so start working on some research So it's not something I play all the time, just periodically. And I think I have it on Steam and it's probably on the Game Pass thing as well. But I think I just played on Steam. I bought that first came out.
Yeah, I really like the castle. So, but yeah, other than that, man, I really haven't played much else. I just want to play Call of Duty, but it doesn't fucking work sometimes. And it's
I thought it was a joke. Jesus, I swear to God, when I was looking at that on Twitter, I was like, what are they talking about? These Call of Duty haters.
No,
but yeah,
man, it's true. Yeah, and what's also what they say is the major thing causing the crashes? Partying up with your friends.
That's something I remember Evan saying he was having an issue with. He was complaining about the partying up. Like something about having to leave the group. Like you guys have to kind of like leave the group and then all kind of get back together every time or something like that.
Because the matchmaking will stop working sometimes. Sometimes like that'll cause the freezing in your game. But one of the major problems with when you're partied up, Mayo, is if like the party host tries to join a match, it'll just say connecting. It won't like actually search for a match. It'll just say connecting. So what has to happen there? Somebody has to leave the game, re-invite everybody to that game, and then start a new search. Oh. And that'll fix that. Like I learned how to work around that. But I mean, like, yeah, this game is having a lot of day one, like, launch day issues. But hey, it's Call of Duty and it's Activision, and this is like their moneymaker, man.
Yeah. That's their cash king. Besides King Games.
Guaranteed this game will get patched. Like either this week,
right,
or like next week. Like it's gonna get a patch. It's gonna get fixed. Like I have no doubt in my mind it's gonna get fixed. EA takes a fucking year to fix Battlefield. Call of Duty will take a week. Like that's how fast these guys are about fixing their game. Like there's no doubt in my mind whatsoever they're gonna fix this game right away. Like it's like I said, it's Call of Duty. It's their cash cow. It's like literally probably the biggest game of the year, and they're gonna fucking fix it. And also, they got to get it fixed because Warzone 2.0 is coming out. If you have these crashing issues in Warzone, people are going to get fucking pissed.
That might be delayed a week or two if they continue to have these crashes.
But yeah, other than that, that's it, man. So what have you guys been playing?
I haven't played a ton. You guys had on it last week. I did my little my Camaro road trip excursion kind of thing. out there playing around in the mountains and all that kind of fun stuff. But when I got back, I ended up buying a GoPro. I'm like, I want to mess with some video and get some footage of this kind of stuff. It's kind of fun to see. And so I ended up buying an extra hard drive for my computer as well, because them files are big. Is that the GoPro is recording at 4K 60 frames, Jesus. And one time I had to do in 4K 120. It does have the option to do 5K, but I was like, you know what, the 4K is gonna be good enough, because really, who's gonna use 5K? You know, if I put it out there anywhere. But so then I put that new hard drive in, and for a minute there, I thought I broke my computer. Like you know, like how the M.2s go in our computers, right, Jesus? Well, the one I'm putting in is right behind my graphics card, so it's a have to pull my computer apart. This is one of my 45 times if I had a new 4080 or 4090.
Don't blow it up.
Pull the graphics card out, and mine has built-in covers over the M.2 slot, so I get this little screwdriver out and I take those off, and I go to the M.2 slot, and anybody knows computers, like those things have like the smallest screw ever that holds them down, because they kind of stick up, and you got to have like a little screw that kind of holds them down, and it is like the tiniest thing ever. Well, I didn't have one in the motherboard in the existing slots, and and it did not come with one. So I'm like, well, crap, what am I going to do, And so I ended up finding a little screw that worked, but it was difficult to get it in there and getting it back together. But then one time I dropped a little screw like in the back of the computer, in the back where all the wiring's at, and I couldn't, like, oh man, I'm never going to find this thing. And so I ended up having to replace that, and it's just laying back there in the back. But I'm like, oh man, my poor computer. But I got it all going, and so I started doing this a little bit of spending some time this back half of the week, just trying to learn how to do some video editing, some of this GoPro footage and stuff from the Camaro trip, and just something new to kind of like educate myself on, I guess, doing some video and mess around with that. But it put me in a car mood. So then I ended up going back to the living room, and I played Forza Horizon 5. And I was kind of surprised. I got back into that, and I was not aware that they were doing a 10th anniversary update.
Oh yeah, I haven't played it since then. Yeah. So
that was kind of cool. So I jump in the game, and right away it's like 10th anniversary update, dun, 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 and it gives you this little intro sequence. It was kind of cool. And one thing I really liked about this update, and I wish it would stay, is they added a bunch of the music from the previous games. Because I do not like the music in this newer one. I just don't really feel it. It doesn't feel as good as the last couple. And so it has a lot of the playlists and like that. I think maybe the same DJ. So from some of the older games. So like you get different, and it's on different stations and stuff too. So that was a really cool little bonus. That like, I was already in that kind of mood. We want to jump back in and play in this kind of game. But to have some of the older music that I liked on Forza Horizon 3 and 4 was nice, just getting that, getting to cruise around, listen to some tunes on there that I did have before. I still think they're kind of missing the boat. I would love to see like a Spotify integration. So I think it was Forza Horizon 3, Gunny, that had that Groove, which was Microsoft's.
It was probably free. Yeah, Horizon 3.
And you could basically put your real life playlist in there, and it would play it in game, which was really, really cool.
Yeah. Yep.
I wish they would do something like that with Spotify. Big good opportunity. Maybe either grow Spotify listeners, or just getting something like that in there and having more options for your music would be a really cool option. But
that would be good, because a lot of times what happens is, and I talked about this a couple of years ago on the show, where it might have been Forza Horizon 2. Remember, I was uploading videos, right? When I think that was when Xbox One came out, and you were able to do that, right? You could upload clips or whatever. And I was getting my videos taken down because the license had expired on the music. So I don't, and those things do happen, right? We will see those delisted at times, right? Or we'll read those articles. But man, that would be great if you could just do especially like a Spotify integration where, try to delist me now, but.
Yeah, unless they do copyrights with that music, and they had to say you wouldn't have permission, to upload something of that music in there or whatever, like YouTube or whatever.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was they added a bunch of cars. They brought back some like classic cars, I guess. I haven't really found a whole bunch of that yet, but just for me, just getting the music back and the DJ just kind of made it more enjoyable. And so being again in the mood, like I said, in that twisty turby kind of racing mood yet, I ended up buying another Camaro in the game and kind of souping it up a little bit. I have one that looks like mine, but I made this one like the opposite. And I just kind of drove that around for a while and unlocked some of the perks for the car, because you get all these perks as you continue to drive it and you get points for that car. You get like a little skill tree for each car, and it gives you like 15% more drifting bonus. Or there's one perk I unlocked. It's like your skill tree or your combo will last longer. You can hit 2 items. Like, like every once in a while you hit a car or come to a hard stop, it ends your tree or your chain. Well, this will let it continue on for a second hit until you hit something twice. So like it builds up even better and stuff like that. So little things like that. I know they added some horns and costumes and cars and all that kind of stuff, that goopy stuff,
Yeah.
But no, some of that stuff I don't really care about. Like I remember I had my Icon 1-4. I had like the chicken suit. My guy was dressed in a chicken suit, so you would see me there.
My guy's got his leopard. He's got a leopard, like I want to say it's a dress. He's got a leopard dress with a left prosthetic leg.
Nice.
So, and it's cool. I was able to get a cool prosthetic leg that actually looks pretty cool. So,
but like I said, just playing around the different cars again. The game looks still good. I'm still playing it on my OLED, and I'm playing it at 4K. Or no, I'm playing it at 1440 at 120 hertz on the Xbox One X, not the Series X, just a good old 1X. That thing is still chiming along. But the one thing I will say, in Jesus, it just drives me nuts about this console is the load times.
Yes.
This game takes so long to load. I could launch Forza 5 and walk away and probably make food and come back, and the damn thing is still loading. It is painful.
Same here, Mayo. That's
I was to the point where I almost went and bought a new Xbox for it today. I was like, I'm getting tired of these load screens. This is ridiculous. Like,
especially after you win. After you win a race, because I'm playing the exact same way you are. That's why I was like, why is it not here? Oh, it's at my other house on my OLED TV. That's, the game looks obviously beautiful on the Xbox One X, but yeah, like every time I'm like, oh wait, no, Henley, you probably want to get up now because you won the race. It's going to start spinning and it's going to start loading, and yeah, it'll take a minute. Grab your phone or
it shows you it shows you your facts, right? It'll say like how many roads you've driven or discovered, and it shows you like how many burnout points you've had and how many races you've won. I think it cycles through all of them like 3 times for me before the game even load in. And I'm like, are you kidding? Like, come on, guys. Really? It's just bad. But I mean, like I said, I'm enjoying it though. I just have to know like those load times are there, But when I'm driving or I'm in the menus, you go through the menus, it takes a minute sometimes. You're like switching cars out or something like that. It takes a minute. You're like, oh man, this thing is slow. So, those big benefit of having those M.2s in these new consoles, the
SSDs more like,
That's probably to me, that's still the biggest improvement that they could have done. Is those load times, those better hard drives? Because I have to remind myself like that old Xbox probably has your old mechanical style brick hard drive.
Right.
It's probably the size of an 8-track. Jesus wouldn't know what that is, but Gunny knows what it is. He's like, oh
no, hey, that's before my time. My uncle had a 8-track. I had cassette tapes. Bam.
But I mean, I had my fill with that for a while. And Jesus, I ended up jumping back over to Evan's PlayStation while he was here, and I actually finished up Rachet and Clank, the Ripped Apart. Finished the campaign in that. It ended really well. I thought it was really fun. I don't remember, did you say you beat this game?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I just kind of talk about, I don't think it's really a spoiler, just kind of like how it goes. That whole last level is kind of fun when you're fighting this giant robot. And you gotta shoot the little monitors, and there's all these prisoners that were there, and then they're like escaping, and they're kind of help fighting, and there's all these things going on, and you're switching guns quite a bit because you're running out of ammo, and you're trying to hit the robot with some bigger weapons and stuff. And I did kind of laugh because those little little I can't remember what they call them, the glove of doom. It throws out those little doom guys.
Yeah.
So I had a bunch of those, and I threw like 5 of them on the ground. But even though the robot was like, and I don't think it was that robot. I think it was the fight before that, or when he was fighting the Nefarious.
Yeah.
And when he was flying around, he would come to the land, like on the ground for a second, and I'd have like 50 of those little guys just run after him and start hitting him, and he would take off. It was so funny to watch, like because he would just every time he would try to land for a second, all those things would like swarm on him like zombies on diplomacy's not an option. It was just funny, like you just see this little army of them running around the ground the whole entire time as he was flying around trying to get to him, and then he would come down low, and they would just all start hitting on him, and he'd take back off. But I finished it, and it showed some sequences at the end, and and I'm sure it would have way more effect if you were a Ratchet and Clank fan or played the other Ratchet and Clanks, which I have not. It was showing the different characters and stuff like that, and I'm just like, okay, I really don't know much about these guys. The one guy that was like the superhero, and there's like a pirate kind of guy, and all those characters really didn't know a whole lot about, But it was a good game. The shooting feels so good. I really like the way the controller feels in that. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was messing around with my Xbox, and I really don't feel like the triggers when I was playing Forza feel as good as the PlayStation triggers. And I was kind of wishing that they felt more like the PlayStation one for Forza for a racing game. I think to be kind of dope. Like you get that second trigger push where you can kind of control your throttle a little bit maybe on the car with those triggers. And I feel like maybe the Elite controller has something like that. I don't know, but I just have the regular color shift blue one Xbox, the new controller, and it just I don't know. It just felt kind of flat in comparison after using that PlayStation controller on Ratchet and Clank, because you just had that second pull, and then just the vibration of each shot you felt really nice in that controller. Like you just felt the vibration from each single fire when you were firing in Ratchet and Clank, and I just feel like you could implement something like that better in a racing game than what Microsoft did. And I don't know if you have any input on that, but do the Elite controllers have better feedback in the triggers? Are they the same?
In terms of feedback, no, they're the same. I mean, It's the same as the other ones. The only difference between the Elite controller and the regular controller is you can shorten the pull.
Yeah.
That's really the main difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought that was really nice. I was man, this would be nice if Microsoft would do something like that, because it just, I don't know, it just feels so much better. And I like the Xbox controller over the PlayStation controller.
If they added haptic feedback, man, haptic feedback is a thing I think they're going to add. I think whenever the Elite 3 comes out, they're going to add haptic feedback.
I would think, right? They would just call it something else. Yeah. Look, we got it too.
Xbox feedback.
It's noticeable. Like I noticed right away, and I missed it as soon as I was playing the Xbox and the racing game after I beat Ratchet and Clank. I'm like, man, this just feels so like cheap almost to me. Like the trigger just felt unresponsive. I'm like, it's just like a spring-loaded squeeze. And the PlayStation one had the resistance, and I'm like, wow, this is
because the resistance, like the thing about the PlayStation, when people are like, well, what about the resistance? Sounds stupid. But what you don't understand if you've never played with the PS5 is that the resistance is based on like whatever you're actually doing in that moment in the game. So sometimes the triggers just feel like normal. You just pull them and it doesn't feel like anything. But then sometimes you'll be driving a car and you can feel the resistance. You can feel like you're like it's almost like you're pressing down on the gas pedal, but as you're pulling the trigger, you can feel the resistance of that. It's like the same thing when you're like shooting a gun. You can feel the clicks of the gun.
Yeah, you feel each individual click of the fire.
And then when it's out of ammo, it'll lock up, or sometimes it'll just be like nothing. You're like, what the fuck? You're like, oh, I'm out of ammo. Like, it sounds stupid as fuck, but it's like super innovative. And I think that the PS5 controller is leagues ahead of what the Xbox did with their controller. Like, it really is. Honestly, I think the PS5 controller is the better gaming controller. Now, if Xbox can somehow steal that idea from PlayStation, which I'm sure they will, they should implement that into their new Elite controllers or something, and be like, hey, look, we're bringing this haptic feedback.
What would Microsoft call it? What would Microsoft call it? Jesus,
they'd call it like Xbox
Rumble Pack 5.
What?
Feedback.
Rumble Pack.
The Rumble.
No, that's
a little old school. It'd be
that reminds me of Nintendo when I hear
Rumble
Pack.
That'd be funny.
Because Nintendo would fucking sue the shit out of them. They'd probably call it, I don't know, man, some I don't know.
The Vibe controller.
Haptic. They call it haptic feedback. They call it like, yeah, you're right.
Feedback.
X-Force feedback.
X-Force feedback. Yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Like I said, just the little bit of video editing, photo editing I did from the trip. You guys talked about it a little bit. Yeah, so I ended up in all over the place, guys. I was in on the way there. We went to like 4 different states to get to where I was going. So we ended up going through West Virginia, then Pennsylvania, then into Virginia, then like into Maryland, and then back into West Virginia. And so basically, I was right outside of DC, and we spent a whole day.
I forget how little the states are on the East Coast, man. Like every time Mayo talks about going to like states. We went to like 7 different states over here. Like, dude, 3 of your states are the size of like one of our states.
Like California's, yeah. I mean, that's
10 hours later, I finally reached Oregon.
Yeah.
5 hours later, I reached Nevada. Yeah,
that is weird. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's short. Like when you're still driving through the states, it's like okay. And in West Virginia, I never really paid that much attention to West Virginia. It's weird. I guess there's a little strip that comes up between Ohio and Pennsylvania, and then there's another little strip that comes up on the other side of Pennsylvania by Maryland. And so, like, we were in and out of it a couple times. And then when we were doing our road trip, we were right on the Virginia and West Virginia state line area. And so, like 1 minute, my GPS is like, "Welcome to Virginia," and then it's like, "Welcome to West Virginia." I mean, but we did 1,000 miles that day in the mountains, so just 2-lane roads, and like you said, Jesus, we were driving pretty quick and just kind of having fun, and enjoying the cars, and just driving the way they were meant to be drove, and it was a good time. There was a good group of us. There's 8 cars, and we've did I guess what do they call those little party things in Forza where you can like make a go party? You know what I'm talking about, Gunny?
Oh,
I never did it where it's like you can like party up, or you can run around together in the game.
Yeah.
It's like a convoy or like that. So basically, that's what we was. But it was a lot of fun. Going to these little gas stations and driving through these really quiet little towns with all our souped up Corvettes and Camaros. So it was kind of funny. I remember this one time we went to
the wrong turn, and you were like, "Yeah, out of here."
I'm just kind of following these guys, and then some of these guys are from the area, so they know. We go through this one little quiet little town, right, Jesus? And it reminds me of like an old Western. Like all these storefronts have like covered patios, and it's all wooded. And it had a road in front, and everybody's kind of parked in front of their stores. And on the other side of the road was like a little bit of like a park area, and then there was like a river. And we go rolling through there really slow, and there's like all these people outside. And every car's loud, and all the kids are looking at us and staring, and people are looking as we drive by. But it was just a very neat small town feel to it and stuff, and some really neat scenery out there to see. We did end up on this one mountaintop, and on both sides of me was basically mountain. So just picture a very peak of a mountain, and on both sides it was just open, and it was 4-lane highway at the very top of this mountain. It running along the top of the mountain, and there's just nothing but windmills up there, and then like 8 of us. There was no cars on this road, no anything, and we hit some pretty interesting speeds up there. We just got to kind of open them up a little bit, but it was a good time. So looking forward to going to another one probably next summer. So, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I did this week.
Nice. Oh, one more thing, Mayo. So do you plan on uploading those videos to YouTube so I can watch them? Well, I mean, not in 4K or anything, but
maybe not YouTube, but maybe I will like our the Facebook group maybe. I did get a couple, and I uploaded them to the Corvette and Camaro group that I'm in. I uploaded a couple to that, but maybe I'll just put some of them up on. I don't know, because it doesn't really show the speeds, so you can't really tell like what we're doing, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's any like trouble that could be had there, like for what speeds we're being driven and stuff. Uploading those videos. I don't know if that can be encouraged or not. But you see racing videos and stuff all the time on YouTube, right? So like,
they don't show the speeds of that. That is a good point. Never thought of that. Yeah, even on those videos you speak of, where they're like,
we were perfectly driving the speed limit. I don't think we ever passed it once. I think I did maybe hit 56 one time going downhill, but
had your foot on the brake the whole time.
Yeah, definitely. They got too hot. I had to be careful. That's how I hit 56. My brakes started to go out a
using
little
blinkers.
Bit. And I had to slow down, but.
Mayo, one piece of advice: don't post any videos that has your license plate or like.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Doing like 200 miles an hour.
No.
Why? Can you get a ticket for that though?
I'm sure you can.
I guess it's a documented
You probably
thing.
can. Yeah,
I'm sure they can. Because they'll
That's
probably
what I thought about too.
That'd be funny to get 4 envelopes in the mail, and they would be 4 tickets from 4 different states.
Oh yeah, we're gonna impound your car now. We own it. Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean,
Virginia and West Virginia.
Just podcast wise, I don't think there's gonna be too many people who complain about that or whatever. But we did have a scent where it was late at night on Friday night when we were heading down, and I was following my buddy from Ohio, and we were in West Virginia, and those little allegedly, right? I think because we were crossing the state line. It's a lot. So, but those speed signs on the side of the road that tell you how fast you're going.
Yeah, they have those.
They had one of those there, and we have them in Ohio. They're usually like in the small towns, and it'll say like 35, and you're going 38, and it's like flashing at you. They had one of those on the left side of the road, and I never seen one before. It like went white, and then it went yellow, then it went red and blue. Like so, it was kind of like either hey, get your attention, or it did take a picture and send us a ticket. So I guess I will find out in the mail. Like later on, in like a week or two, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really see any kind of thing, but I don't know if I want to say how.
You a crazy driver, Nypron? Are you one of them speeders down in SoCal?
No, I drive like a granny.
Yeah. Hey, I like it, Nypron, because we have those throughout California, right, on our roads. Where I like it when I'm in the truck, right, like the bobtail, and let's say it's starting off in the morning, and I'm doing like 53 miles an hour, kind of going up a slight incline or something. And somebody will pass me doing like 90, but it still says 54 miles an hour. Like, okay, it's just clocking you, Henley, not the other car doing 90. Yeah.
I don't know. Nypron not there in that area. He probably doesn't get a whole lot of opportunity to get in too many open roads, do you? He probably still always dealing with traffic.
Not unless you're on Highway 5, right?
Yeah. Mostly I'm on Highway 5. It's usually pretty empty too. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
A lot of people can do it from home now, Mayo. Unless you're in downtown LA or the 405 or any of those.
That's all I ever hear about California is people complaining about the traffic. So that's why I'm like,
it's getting worse now. Everybody's going back to work.
Yeah.
Everybody's going back to work. So even in the morning when I'm going up, I'm like, where the hell is everybody going? I guess they got to work too. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing more and more each week.
But yeah, like I said, overall it was a good time. I'll try to get you some videos, Gunny. My GoPro automatically makes some highlights, which is kind of neat. So I have a couple of those, or at least I'll share maybe the link with you or something.
Nice.
But it doesn't really do it complete justice. You can't really tell like how fast things are going there at the time. But
unless you had somebody in the GoPro behind you, or even at a standstill. Yeah, like a total pro. But for sure,
you should do like a 10-second clip of your videos and like put it in shorts at TikTok. Like when you're driving like 200 miles per hour. That's what I thought about doing as well.
Is doing throwing some little shorts on there. Just trying to get somewhat creative. So that's another reason I can do it with the GoPro is I have like a whole whopping 2 TikTok videos right now, I think. But I was gonna maybe make a couple. Is kind of playing around. Right now, these are almost kind of boring. But something I did do, Gunny, is, and maybe Nypron, you can see it too, is on the Steam Workshop for Wallpaper Engine. I made a Camaro driving wallpaper. So it's a short video, and you can download this off of if you go to my profile page, you should be able to see my workshop.
Okay.
And it's like a 2-minute looped video in 4K I made from driving. And it's just like a scenic drive. It's nothing like driving very hard there at that point, but it's just kind of, there's no audio to it. So you can have that as a live background. So I actually have it on my desktop now on one of my monitors. So it's kind of neat.
So I know on Wallpaper Engine, I like to change my wallpaper on my mobile. Because there's an app you can download on your phone, like Wallpaper Engine, and then you can connect it to your Steam version, and you can literally like put in any wallpapers that you downloaded.
Nice. I've never tried that. I've never tried it with mobile. I just got a new phone too, Nypron. I got the Samsung Fold 4.
Yeah.
And so that'd be kind of neat for that. You said it's just a mobile app for Wallpaper Engine?
Yeah, it's just a Wallpaper Engine, and then you could literally just put any wallpapers that you download. I think there's some wallpapers that's not compatible, like those wallpapers that are interactive, you can't put those in there, but it's just usually those moving wallpapers. But yeah, usually I change every week. So considering you have a Camaro wallpaper, I might give that a shot.
Yeah, and it's basically like the GoPro footage I took was actually just I mounted to the roof of the car. I bought one of those suction cup mounts.
Okay.
And basically, it's almost like a Forza view. It kind of gives you the front hood and then kind of the front end. So it's kind of like just above the windshield. But yeah, I mean, it's. I think I labeled it. I think I just labeled it like Camaro Drive or something like that on Wallpaper Engine. But like I said, if you go to my profile on Steam, it should probably show up under my workshop.
Okay.
I have a couple other ones in there too. I have like a Mario Brothers one on there. I think I created when I had an emulator going for New Super Mario World. Nice. And I recorded, and you can do like a Mario running across a level wallpaper. And then another wallpaper from I'm trying to remember the name of the game now. I can't remember. No, it's like a roguelike space game where you're in a ship. It's gonna escape me the name of it now, but that's on there as well. But yeah, it's kind of neat. You have to check it out.
Yeah.
What have you been playing, Nypron? What games?
I played a little bit of this and that, you know. So I played. I've been playing a lot of this scary game called Mortuary Assistant.
Oh yeah, I think I saw you stream that. Maybe.
Yeah, that game's I've been going on and off because it's pretty damn scary. So like when you first start off in the game, right? It gives you like a warning label. It would say something like, "Hey, if you experience any paranormal activities or any demonic stuff going on in real life, you should turn off the game." It says something like that for the warning label. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought it was for real at first. And so basically, like this game, you play as a mortuary assistant where you embalm dead people. And at the same time, like weird shit's happening around you. Like really scary stuff. Like at first, you play as a woman that's applying for a mortuary assistant, like an embalmer, and you basically have high hopes of landing this job because it's like a high paying job, and she really wants the money, and so she goes through a like interview tryout period with this guy that's like testing her, and he walks you through like how to embalm a dead body, which you play as a woman, right? And then he'll tell you like first you gotta what do you call this? You gotta like inject some fluid in her or something
the embalming,
like that.
yeah,
embalming fluid. And then you gotta put some eyelids in her eyeballs, and then close her eyes, and close the lips, and make sure it stays shut and stuff like that. And you do all that stuff, and then eventually your character goes home in her apartment, and then the guy calls like in the middle of the night, and he's like, "Hey, you landed the job. Congratulations," And then your character's all excited, like, "Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I finally got the job. I'm so excited." And then the guy's like, "You gotta go in like right away. You gotta start your shift right at this moment at midnight, right?" And so, so your character goes in, all excited. He's like, "Yeah, finally, I get to start my job. I get to be rich, And then you go in by yourself, and then the moment you reach to the front desk, you see the front door close, and you hear like somebody locking the door. So you basically get locked into the building, and then your boss calls you, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, you know what? I locked you in the building because there's some demonic stuff going inside the building."
And I need to lock you in.
He's gonna lock you inside.
Yeah, he's like, "And I need you to go ahead and embalm these 3 bodies that I gave you. We need to get that done. And at the same time, there's like evil demonic stuff going on, and I don't know how to handle it. So I need you to go ahead and try to figure that out." And then your character's like, "What is this? Why did you lock me in? Come on, man, let me out. I'm gonna call the cops." It's like, if you're like none of that happens because I don't know, like your character really wants to figure out what's going on later after that. So, yeah, like it's a pretty. I think it's one of the scary games that I played. It's very.
Remember that clip you sent me? Was it a highlighted clip on Twitch where it even got me to jump a little bit? You're like, Henley, watch this. So you sent it to me on Discord, and I'm watching it, and you were there, and I don't know, you had like tools in your hand, and the body was on the cart, and I don't know, you turned around and the body twitched, and you were screaming like a schoolboy.
Yeah, no, that was a demo part of the game,
so and loud. Your scream was so loud. Yeah,
that was when I was playing the demo, and I had no idea like what's gonna happen. So I like your first body is in the cart, right? Like laying there in front of you. And so like I had to figure out how to move the cart. So and then when I went to the like front part of the cart, it says like press E. So I press E, and then all of a sudden like loud noises happen when you move the cart and stuff, and that I don't know, that scared me. Yeah. Yeah, play that game. I do like the jump scares in that game because it's not scripted like others. You know how like other scary games, like you know when this jump scare is gonna happen.
But they're all set in stone of where they jump out.
I was watching a development video of this game, and apparently developers made it where the jump scares happen based on your activities. Like if you're just like running around, sprinting, going as fast as you can, they timed it pretty well where they could try to scare you a lot of the times. Yeah, I've been playing. I beat it once already. I know there's 5 endings as well to that game. The first ending was when you had to figure out which of the 3 bodies were like a demonic possessed body. So you had to figure out which one was it. And I think I was lucky enough because I went with the body that gave the most activity, the most like demonic activity, and then it gave me an ending, like a pretty good ending and stuff. Yeah.
So are you like not without spoilers or whatever? I mean, you figured it out which ones had demonic, but or possessions. But I mean, are you throwing like holy water or crosses, throwing them in the cremation machine, or?
In the beginning, it doesn't really show you, but your boss kind of tells you like, hey, I gave you 3 bodies, and I need you to figure out which one is the demonic spirit. And he tells you these things in the background, but I think like most people tend to ignore it, So there's like ways you can beat the game, like different depending on your choices. But there's even an ending where like if you do a bad one or good, no, there's like 5 different endings. There's a lot of them.
Nice. But, that's good replayability.
Yeah, definitely. I did play this. I watched my sister play this game too, and then I watched her get the bad ending. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I've also played this game called Grounded on the Game Pass with my friends.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids game.
Yeah. So that's out of early access now. Or
yeah, it's out of early access. It's been in early access for a while, right? And then it wasn't finished. So yeah, I jumped on it. It was on Game Pass, and my friends were playing it. They were asking me to play, so I hopped on it. Yeah, I'm not into like survival games, but this one is it's like a baby mode survival. And there's like simple survival things, and there's ants and there's bees you gotta kill, and they give you like armor and stuff. And mostly I've been building my base in that game, and then usually my friends would just go out and try to do a story or come back with like more stuff. But yeah, that's one of the games I played.
Nice. I can see myself getting into that eventually, since I like base building.
I know Ryan was playing it, and he invited me to play. I think I'll try it again sometime. I don't know.
Nice. I'll download it. Ryan, I'm off most of this week. We got to get in and jump into it. Show me the ropes, including you, Nypron.
Yeah. Other than that, like I've been streaming sometimes. I've been on and off lately. I remember I first started streaming like during COVID, the pandemic time. I think that's like when a lot of streamers started streaming, and now I feel burnt out, and I don't know. I lost interest now. I think like I have all these streaming gears, like a HyperX Quadcast mic, and like a good like I have a good setup here, but I just feel like selling it now. I have no interest anymore.
Yeah, I thought I saw you listed.
What? What? No,
I was going to ask you about it.
No interest. What's going on?
Are there life things? Yeah, what's up?
No, it's just
more gaming time.
Streaming takes a lot of energy out of me. Like every time I hit the live button, I have to put up a lot of energy to entertain my viewers, and because I'm a variety streamer, I play single player games. I prefer single player because I prefer to interact with the chat, and it really brings a lot of energy, and it's like every time now that I go live, it's like it's like it takes a lot of energy, and then other people they're gonna watch because I've been taking a lot of breaks, and I don't know that I haven't been very consistent. So yeah, I mean, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try again. Maybe let's see. Maybe I just need a break.
I know I see you streaming randomly during the week. I think as well, especially when I get home. Like Nypron's on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I also do like music streams as well. I think last night I did a music stream, and I bought like a USB interface, and I bought a USB interface because I was hoping it would eliminate delays. Because when I play music with the YouTube or Spotify, the USB interface would prevent any delays when I play live or something like that. And I was thinking about buying like a Shure mic or something XLR microphones. But yes, it's just a lot of money. I think it's like $400 for the Shure mic. So
I have the Nypron. I have the Shure, not the SM7B, but the other one, SMV or something like that. It has USB.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's like a smaller version, right? USB. Okay.
And it has USB and XLR.
MV7?
So, yeah. So I started with the USB, and then when I got the XLR stuff, I switched over to XLR.
Yeah.
I think that's the model number, but yeah, that's what I use right now. So that's.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think I want to get.
Yeah, because I think there was a few times. I think there was a few times, Nypron, when you were on the guitar and singing. I think didn't it eventually it went to like some sort of delay, right?
Yeah, I can't notice it when I'm streaming because obviously my monitor from my microphone there's no delay, right? But then Streamlabs, there's something like you have to mess with the delay a little bit to make it time with the music. So I just figured, I just buy an XLR mic. I don't have to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then try to sync it up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to buy too, like a gaming table, upgrade my video card and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just that every time I think about it, it's like, is it worth it?
Right. It's hard and it's expensive.
Yeah.
So people don't realize, even like when we do the podcast, there's some money that can be tied up into some of this stuff, like the microphones and the interfaces and all that kind of stuff, and software.
Yeah, the recording software. Yeah, we were talking about that Nypron about different recording softwares, right? So
yeah,
the some are $20, some are $200. Yeah, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said something there, Nypron, about, man, you know what I'd really like is a stand-up desk, an adjustable one. I don't think it has to be electric. Man, I'd love to have one of those, but that would be cool. So, if I don't feel like sitting down for a couple
that'd be
hours,
great. Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll actually stand here and actually play the console games since the TV's up above me.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
especially when I'm playing guitar, and then I could just like stream and just stand up and mess with my computer while I'm standing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That's all I've been playing. I mean, I play a little bit of like World of Warcraft. I know there's like an update or a big expansion coming out. It's like there's 8th expansion. So like the pre-patch came out, and then I wanted to give it a try, see what it's all about. They changed the UI a lot. Yeah, I'm just because usually I participate in every World of Warcraft expansion. So when this comes out, so yeah, let's see how it is. Usually, I won't try to do the end game stuff. I like the story a lot. That's why I always hop in. Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Cool.
Awesome, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's what I've been playing, Jesus. I'm next. I've been playing real games,
You're
man.
next. Okay.
Well, not a whole lot of games that for little bits of time, only because I've been again sucked back into Elden Ring. It's a game that just always pulls me back in, where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play some scary games. I'm gonna go back to Conan Exiles and start grinding away in that game. And I don't know, it's almost like where I'll see a YouTube video where I'm like, I don't want to see that video. It'll get me, but it does, man. It gets me every time. Where I'm like, I want that armor. I want that weapon. I want to upgrade that weapon. I want to see how that weapon does against these foes. So, yeah. So I've just been still at it, guys. Like, not kind of inching my way towards the end of the game, but at the same time going back to different areas, going, oh man, there's this magical incantation that I want, and more of these potions that I want to get, and mix these potions up and see how they do. And it's like, so I've just been chasing those. And I think I'm just at that point where I mentioned it last week, where I'm checking like every freaking corner of the map. Just scouring the map. I don't know. There's something about it where I'm like, I'm gonna find a secret or a secret door or tunnel. Along with the ones that I've watched on videos where I'm just going down and getting more upgradable items or items to upgrade my character. So, and again, Bill Gardner, I'm still using that same weapon that he gave me, the one that I have upgraded all the way, and it just does a ton of fire damage. And I've tried other weapons too. Another one that has a bleed build to it that works extremely well in a lot of situations. So, yeah, whatever. Over level 200, I don't know, you can go 275 or something like that. But when that's not taking my time, guys. I have tried some other games. I did play World War Z with Ghost Nico and Drax this past weekend. So if you guys remember, that was free on the Epic Store at some point. And I did buy it on Xbox. I think Jesus, you convinced me to buy it on there when it came out over on Xbox. But yeah, we just played like the first 2 levels of it. I think we should have upped the difficulty. It was a little too easy, even though I did go down a few times. But and again, it was 3 players, and you get the 4th one as a bot. So, but yeah, still fun shooting zombies. That game's still a lot of fun, especially, man, just get 4 people in there. You have a blast. Up the difficulty, and yeah, watch the swarms and hordes come in on that game. So,
have you tried the first person mode?
Yes. Or is it first or third? Damn, now I can't remember. Now. I think it's third person. But
there's first person mode as well too.
I did not know that. So damn. But yeah, I think we just all played third person. So but it was kind of cool. Like, I knew where, like, where the buttons are on the generators, and how to turn the gas off, and I already knew those portions of the map, especially the first 2 levels. So New York City and the other one. So but yeah, the cool thing about that game is you're always getting, like, depending on what character you're using. I think I was like melee, so I got the chainsaw quite a bit. And yeah, always like there for, your ammo crate is going to be, so you can just keep going back and get more ammo. But yeah, that game's a lot of fun. So good game to jump into. Let's see. So yeah, Ghost Nico, after that, I think we we jumped into his game of Satisfactory, and like I think he's like one of these same builds that a game that I haven't gone back to, but like he's just expanded so much on that map and made everything like straight lines and perfect pipes and roads and railways, and it's like still going, man, with that build. So just making everything efficient, with pumping out the oil and the electricity and gathering resources, through automated machines, right? So that's what Satisfactory is, right? But yeah, so there's that one. Man, it does make me want to go back, guys. It wants to pull me back into the Satisfactory world, to make another cool build. But man, when I looked at like Ghost Nico's world, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's that like? I think he said he had 300 hours or close to 500 or whatever. So it's like, man, yeah, I'm going to say no thanks to that for now, because, I do want to play other stuff, but I think about it all the time, probably one of the best games I've played this year, even though it didn't come out this year. I did play on the Xbox Game Pass PC side of things, Gunfire Reborn. Anybody play this? I know I saw it on Steam earlier this year, like an early access sort of thing.
It don't sound familiar for me.
Yeah, I think it's like a cel-shaded, cartoony game.
Is that like a Destiny kind of game, like looter shooters?
So I only played a little bit of it. I might have even played the demo when it came out, like February of this year or whatever. Like it was super early. And I think they changed some things. So I almost want to say it's almost like horde base, right? Or like a horde wave sort of thing. So, and there might be other modes to the game, because, it did ask me like, oh, you want to match up with other people, play in a private party. So, again, it's like, it is that first person cartoony game where you're just getting different weapons, and they have different elements for killing different enemies. And I think I survived like 2 waves, like in the beginning, and failed the third one or something like that. But one of the things it does do, it has an RPG RPG element to it that I noticed, Mayo, and it kind of pops up on the screen almost like a Dead Cells thing, where you'll have your 3 different upgrades, right? So one being red for your fire damage, and or elemental or something like that. Like you just want to go ahead and add that to your build, because that's what you've reached so far, and the other 2 being what they are, for whether it's a buff to your armor or something,
Interesting.
So yeah, it kind of, I was like, is this Dead Cells? What's up? So and one of the weird things is I'm in this room where it's not a very big room. It almost seemed like a tomb, right? Where the enemies are coming out. And I think you would like this game, because there's that other horde-based game that you play that came out last generation. I think you talked about it the last time. It's something that you play where it's got that it's that sort of game. But yeah, so far so good. It's got a little store there you can buy items and throw grenades and shoot. So I'll play more of it. Maybe we ought to jump in there, Mayo. Play this together. So
what was it called?
Gunfire Reborn. I played on mouse and keyboard because I was too lazy to get my controller.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, I forgot how good of a shot I am with a mouse and keyboard. Like you're more precise, more headshot than an actual controller, only because I got my glory mouse, that's pretty precise. So no assistance needed. So, speaking of assistance needed with shooting, Resident Evil 3, pick that up on the Xbox console. The game, I think it was on sale for whatever it was, less than $10, I think it was. And so I already knew, like, hey, it's not Resident Evil 2 remake. This is a little less appealing than that game was. So, but I thought, I wasn't going to pay $30 for it or whatever, $40, right? But I think they added to this remake, they added multiplayer, which is called Resident Evil Resistance. So you basically get that with the game. I don't know if this is more of a, I always get the game wrong, not 7 Days to Die, but something to Die. My kid plays it all the time. But
Left 4 Dead?
No, not Left 4 Dead. It's got I don't know. He plays the game all the time. It's really popular. So But Dead by Daylight, that's what it is. I knew it had dead in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like those hide and seek games, So maybe this is a little different, or I'm sure there's a lot more strategies to it. Yeah, from gameplay that I've seen, I'm like, no, not for me. I don't, not gonna play that. So looks lame. So I'd rather just play like the actual story and kill the nemesis, right? So far so good. It even asked me after I died a couple times, where it's like, do you want to go into assistant mode with assistant shooting or whatever, aiming? And I'm like, no, fuck you. I just turned the sensitivity down a little bit, and boom, now I'm just landing headshots with my pistola and getting good kills with my shotgun. So, but it was pretty easy to pick up, and you learn the map pretty fast. So, yeah, I'm having a good time with it. I know it's not Resident Evil 2, and more weapons and more areas and stuff, but I feel like the save points or the little checkpoints you get, where you can save your game, are pretty generous. So, yeah, I recommend it. So, especially when it was only $8 or $9 or whatever it was, right? So, time to pick it up. The other one that I think Bill Gardner had recommended when I was playing that was Amnesia. So this is on Xbox Game Pass. There's the collection, which is on the PC Game Pass. I believe I saw it on console as well. And I think there's a newer game, didn't just come out or anything, but if I could just pull that up really quick. Let me see. I know it was the Amnesia collection and another game called Rebirth. Amnesia Rebirth. So I see this one's in 4K. So yeah, this might be something more, because the one that I played, I downloaded all of them, but you can clearly tell this is like either, OG Xbox, PS3, early days. So, but what I did play of it in the first hour or so, it's like, it already felt creepy, like in just old castle, area. And I'll say, like, the physics are really good, just walking around and exploring with a lamp, because I think this is one of those games where it talks about, when there's darkness comes and then you lose your sanity, like in some horror games do. So, and that hasn't happened yet. Maybe they're just kind of like, I'm more like in the, training or prologue to everything. So, but yeah, so far so good. I'm going to continue to play that because I feel it's pretty darn easy. And one of the things they talked about was like, hey, this game is intended to be played, not beat, or won. And I was like, oh, good. This is, something right up my alley, So hopefully it's not super difficult, just playing it on normal. And it talked about, you can either fight the enemies or run away like a scared dog, So I'm like, good, I'll be running away, But yeah, so far that's my scary games that I've been playing. Nice. But yeah, other than that, guys, it's been a long work week, so it's been more Apple Arcade. I'm just trying to get my $5 a month worth out of that, So on my iPad, it's been more Horizon. What is it? Horizon Chase 2. I think that was on the Apple Arcade. So just a pretty simple racer. Shit, I can't even remember the name of the original game that was even called. It might have even been Horizon. So yeah, I can even play that on my freaking iPhone as well. And some more Jetpack Joyride too. Yeah, upgrading my jetpack. Getting that going, and yeah, it's still the same first game as it was like 10 years ago. So they've just added more stuff to it, and yeah, again, there's no microtransactions, right? You're earning coins, right, as you go through the level to upgrade your jetpack. So, yep, still a pretty fun game, man. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Just that stuff. No PlayStation, unfortunately, but I will this week, guys, because I'm off for 3 days. Woohoo! Get more PlayStation time in.
Well, what time is it now, Jesus?
Well, it's news time.
Beep. News time.
I'm feeling this IPA, man. I've been drinking this. It's 9% alcohol. It tastes like shit.
What is it? What's it called?
It's called Hazy Big Ballard Imperial IPA.
Ooh.
It's in a purple fancy can. Can't focus, but it's there.
He just can't focus, but
whatever.
I'd be drinking. I got some surgery tomorrow, guys. I can't be drinking a whole bunch of alcohol. I got water, man.
Yeah, they won't mind. No.
It says don't be drunk, don't be hungover coming in here. Yeah.
And let's go to some news here, guys. Sony. Oh, what is this? Turn off. Man, this thing makes me want to turn off my ad blocker.
Yeah, what kind of links do I send, Gunny?
I know, man.
Oh, is this the one that's not working?
I don't know.
No, it's a different one.
In Sony news, move on here. God of War developer Sony Santa Monica Studio has said it's doing its best to block Ragnarok spoilers ahead of the game's launch next week. But that ultimately it cannot completely stop the flood of leaks that have now spread online. Over the weekend, God of War creative director Cory Barlog said that it was completely fucking stupid. Fans have to dodge the spoilers after retailers began selling Ragnarok copies well ahead of the game's official launch on Wednesday, November 9th, which is still more than a week away. Now, Sony Santa Monica has offered its own less sweary official comment, asking fans to be considerate of others and advising those who wish to remain unspoiled to, quote, mute any keywords or hashtags associated with the game until release day when browsing social media. Eurogamer has seen numerous video clips of Ragnarok being posted on Twitter, YouTube over the past few days, many of which have been pulled down. They said they're doing their best to limit the exposure of unsanctioned footage and screenshots, but the reality is that they could not catch everything. Over on the studio's official Discord, the company moderators have announced a zero-tolerance policy even to the mention of leaks occurring, with any discussion on the subject liable to get the users banned on their Discord. Says here, overall, it might be best to avoid Discord and social media lest you be spoiled even unintentionally until you've been able to experience the game yourself. Afterwards, we hope you join us for exciting discussions with your fellow community members and our development team. Anyways, there's that.
Yeah.
Ragnarok!
I know, man. It's I like that where he puts in there, we're asking fans to be considerate of others. Please, just go ahead and do that. Thanks. Yeah. I haven't seen any spoilers. I'd
forgotten that this game's even coming out this soon. I'm like, yeah.
The only thing I saw was people going, don't fucking put shit on there. I'll fucking...
The Sony people know,
I'll fucking block you and...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they do.
Report you to Twitter, police. And I was like, what? What's this? Oh, okay. Somebody's got early copies. Oh, I see they released early copies. Yeah, some of these retailers.
Well, yeah, they'd probably send it to the retailers and somebody probably got their hands on one. Employee probably took one home or...
From Hobo fucking coffee shop game store owner.
HMB.
Yeah, some game store owner was probably like, I'm just go home and play this now. You know what I mean?
And I'm going to stream it. Yeah. Put it up on YouTube. Smart. No, people just wait the week. Come on. This is not Call of Duty, right? The same old thing. This is like some new game footage. So just relax. Wait for it to come out.
Definitely.
Hideo Kojima news. Move on out to some more Hideo Kojima news. Hideo Kojima has posted a tribute to Ryan Karasija, the lead singer and founder of Low Roar, whose work many of us know from Kojima's atmospheric Death Stranding soundtrack. Mm-hmm. Karasija died over this weekend at just 40 years old after a short illness due to complications from pneumonia. I heard the news. I can't believe it. I don't want to believe it, Kojima tweeted. Without Ryan, without you and your music, Death Stranding would not have been born. Your music will live forever in this world and in me. Thank you. Rest in peace. After a short illness, Ryan Karasija, frontman and driving force behind Lowell Roar, has died at the age of 40 due to complications from pneumonia. And actually, you know what? The soundtrack for Death Stranding is really fucking good, guys.
I think I downloaded that from my phone actually at the time on Spotify one time to listen to because I remember when people were streaming it. I'm like, oh, this is really good. And I kind of want to play that game again, actually.
I went and listened to this song today after I was looking at this article that Mayo sent. And and I noticed also there's another one. So there's that song from 5 years ago. I'm going to go listen to that to see how that one's different versus the trailer song.
Death Stranding,
Low War, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really good, man. I actually have their soundtrack for Death Stranding on my Spotify. Like I'll listen to it every once in a while. It's a very like chill, mellow music, man. It's just chill. It makes you ponder life.
Yeah, it's a very chill song, sure.
The whole soundtrack is chill. In other news,
just real quick, speaking of soundtracks, Jesus, you remember the soundtrack for? I can't remember what it was. You had us listen to it one time. I just popped up on my thing the other day. It was a Surviving Mars soundtrack.
Oh,
I saw it pop up on my Spotify as well today, actually.
Surviving Mars soundtrack is fucking legit also. Like, I fucking love that soundtrack.
My opinion, the game's not that great, but the soundtrack is awesome.
Soundtrack is fucking legit. And that kind of is important in that type of game, right? Because you're just kind of sitting there managing... You're kind of just building shit and managing Mars colony or whatever. So you're kind of just sitting there a lot of the time watching the shit happen, you know? And the good music makes the time go by pretty good. In other news... EA has now landed a 3-game deal with Marvel and Disney. That's right. Last month's announcement of an upcoming game starring Iron Man was revealed to be the first of several titles based on a Marvel Comics IP. But EA did not reveal exactly how many Marvel projects it has in development. Today, EA has lifted the lid on its collaboration plans with Disney and Marvel, and it has confirmed that it has a 3-game deal. And that's been signed, sealed, but not yet delivered. So far, only the Iron Man game has been revealed, which is being developed by Dead Space remake studio EA Motive. Still in a very early phase of development, EA Motive says that it is aiming to create an authentic Marvel experience starring the Armored Avenger, and will reportedly begin playtesting this week as part of some early fine-tuning for the game. The announcement post on EA's website last month said that Iron Man marked the start of a new long-term partnership between the company and Marvel Games, calling this game the first of several new games. While the other 2 games have not been revealed yet, Disney and EA did confirm that each of these games will be their own original stories set within the Marvel Universe. We have been long-time fans of Marvel and their impressive leadership, so this is a remarkable moment for our developers as well as our players and fans, said EA COO Laura Meal. We look forward to welcoming Marvel into the EA family of creators and know this collaboration will produce exceptional experiences for our players. We cannot wait to see players' reactions when they suit up as Iron Man and do the extraordinary things this superhero is known for. EA's previous partnership with Disney saw it land a multi-year deal to exclusively develop Star Wars games, which resulted in the release of 2 Star Wars Battlefront games and the well-received Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Since then, Disney has changed its strategy and has licensed out its IP to multiple studios. So, on the Marvel side, EA is rumored to be working on an open-world Black Panther game, with development being led by a new studio founded by the former head of Monolith Productions, Beyond EA, which is a narrative-driven blockbuster action-adventure starring Black Panther and Captain America. So this is in development at Uncharted director Amy Hennig Skydance Media, and this December we will see the release of Marvel Midnight Sun from XCOM Studio Firaxis. So there's multiple games being made from Marvel games, I guess, by different studios and different companies. I think it's pretty smart of Disney to say, you know what, let's not just give everything to EA. There's other studios out there, you know that. There's other guys that'll pay us a lot of money to do this type of shit. These fucking nerds love this superhero shit.
Yeah, was it Square Enix that did a couple other games?
Avengers.
Yeah. The Avengers, and then what's the other one they did, which was no, man, I guess it was the Avengers, but
what do you think of Guardians of the Galaxy?
I am thinking of that game.
I don't know who did it, but that one was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they get this right. I mean, dude, like considering like all the Marvel games that sell already, it's just I hope they get it right.
What are you trying to say about EA?
I don't know. I mean, I have hopes up. Let's see.
Come on, microtransactions are needed to make the game better.
Better
experience.
It made me think about Anthem. That would be a great Iron Man game if they had that mechanics.
Just bring Anthem. Just remake Anthem and reskin it with Iron Man.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of Anthem, Jesus, I actually listened to an old episode the other day, and it was like the launch day of Anthem, and you were on there talking about Anthem, how this game was going to be so amazing.
I remember that.
You're like, this game is so dope. It's going to be amazing. This game is going to be around for a really, really long time, you said. You might have missed that one a little bit.
Maybe. Hey, but I didn't buy it because I knew when I played the beta that it was going to fucking suck. I just it's not going to be good.
I was just funny having to listen to that episode, and
maybe I was drunk that day, and I was like, it's gonna be amazing, guys.
Yeah, you were drinking the Kool-Aid. You were in the Kool-Aid, good, evidently.
I flip flop a lot. Okay, guys, don't quote me.
Well, the hype was there. I'll give you that. The hype was there. It was.
Fuck you. Gunny probably convinced me that it was gonna be good or something. That's probably what it was.
No, I think I was a little wary about it. I mean, not that there was much evidence to it, but I remember even listening to when Jonathan Hall was on that podcast afterwards, where it was kind of like almost not so much a spoiler cast. I don't think I was on that show, but where, I mean, even Jonathan is Mr. Positive, right? All the time, everything's sunshine and roses, man, with games. But he said, like, man, even some of the enemies, they kind of look like trash, like actual trash, like that you would see on the ground, It was like, I knew right then. I was like, yeah, glad I didn't pick this game up, But the flying was cool. That was a cool part of the game. And what really ticked me off, guys, with Anthem was the fact that, you could basically just level up within like 2 days. That's it. Level 40. I'm done with the game. I completed it or whatever. Like, what? No, where's the grind? Where's that fun grind that every game has, especially when it comes to an action or a shooter, Yeah, I think they failed in that part of it too. So where other people had different perspectives, right? They were like, "Oh yeah, I reached level 40 in 3 days, and oh man, what a great experience! And I'm so glad I gave him $50." It's like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah. If they added the flying mechanics to the Iron Man game that they're gonna make, it would be awesome. I did like the flying stuff in Anthem. That's what made me kept playing that game. And with the other 3 games, like, do you guys think that they're trying to do like another Avengers like thing where like all the heroes come together, like all the movies come together into like a big thing?
Eventually, they'll like merge the games together somehow.
Yeah. Do you think they're going that route?
Maybe the Black Panther open world would be more like a Spider-Man style type setting, but I'm sure you'll get other characters in there. I mean, you got Captain America.
If there was only one company making all the games, yes. But if that's not the case, then no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd make it a little difficult.
If like EA was making all of the Marvel games, then yes, I could see how they could all like somehow get all their studios together, the writers, and be like, okay, we got to make these games like have their own story at first, and then somehow we'll like merge them with the other games like down the line. Like we could introduce this one bad guy that they all have in common or whatever, and like in the end, somehow the games will merge. Like the stories will merge to be like one universe thing or whatever, where they're all fighting this one bad guy.
That'd be an awesome collaboration between the different studios.
Massive.
That would be a massive endeavor. They'd probably fuck it up somehow. Some studio.
We're gonna add transactions to get more money for
God
each studio.
damn it! The guys making. You know why they can never do that? Because they can't get Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man is with Sony.
Yeah.
Right.
They can never do it.
They'd have to exclude him. Yeah.
What happened to Spider-Man in the Avengers team? Well, he's a piece of shit. We fired him. We fired that bastard. Yeah, he died. He doesn't exist. Batman exists here now.
Batman's in there now. Yeah, Batman's an Avenger. Yeah.
Yeah, Batman joined the Avengers now, guys. Woo! Shit. In other news, let's move on to some more news. Some more news. Testing suggests faulty cable may be to blame for melting RTX 4090 connectors. That's right.
This is an update from last week.
Yes. New wrinkles have been added to the ongoing RTX 4090 cable melting saga. Anyways, in some additional testing by Gamers Nexus, the channel dissected and tested a total of 5 different 12, VHPWR adapter cables from different RTX 4090 series cards, Mayo. And they didn't notice the same quality issues that Igor's Labs' Igor Walasek posted about last week. They also were not able to recreate conditions that caused their adapters to melt, even with a cable that had been intentionally damaged. Notably, all the adapters that Gamers Nexus examined use wires that are rated for 300 volts, while the cable that Walasek tested last week appears to be rated for 150 volts. Oh. The soldering method used for the cables that Gamer Nexus tested also differed from what Walasek found in his adapter cable, making it harder for users to damage or break the connectors or connections between the wire and the connector. This additional information does not mean that Wallasek's testing is wrong and that Gamers Nexus is right, something that Gamers Nexus video is careful to acknowledge. If NVIDIA is using multiple suppliers, or if there have been variances between the different manufacturing runs for these adapters, it could create a situation where some adapters are fragile and error-prone, while others are completely fine. This is why product recalls often focus on a range of serial numbers or on products manufactured in a certain date range. At this point, it is clear that the entity best positioned to figure out the problem is NVIDIA. Individual testers cannot test at scale they need to track down the issues across multiple suppliers or manufacturing runs. So far, the company has only said that it is in contact with some of the affected users and is continuing to investigate the issue. So this apparently is, an update from the story that, and it could be that, man. It could be that at some point, one of the Chinese factory workers got lazy and fucking started putting the wrong wire in there or something.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a photo. Half scroll down.
Half asleep. Half asleep, putting the wires in the boxes. Put the wrong wire in there. Fuck it. It'll go. It'll pass. Send it through. It's good enough. Fuck this shit. It's going. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll wait for them to get those bugs ironed out first before I go and buy one of those for sure.
Your house will burn down.
Well, I got insurance. And it's fucking suing NVIDIA.
Yeah. In other news, people are spending $40 on black market Modern Warfare 2 Burger King skins. That's right.
You probably know about this, don't you, Jesus?
Oh. Apparently.
Go to Burger King this week. Or on Reddit.
America is not part of this deal.
That's why you have it. I see you running around with your Burger King skin.
Looking like Dr. Disrespect.
So, this Burger King is a Burger King skin that is apparently only available in 40 countries, but U.S. is not one of them, even though Puerto Rico is. but Puerto Rico is a part of the U.S., but it's a territory, but it's its own country. So like they're part of the promotion, but we're not in the United States mainland, like the U.S. proper America. Fuck yeah, we're not part of the promotion. We're not cool enough. All right. And this promotion pretty much is like a some kind of fucking meal or something you can get at Burger King, where you get like some kind of skin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is not region locked.
All it is a guy that wears a Burger Town T-shirt. That is the skin. Okay. People are selling these skins on eBay pretty smartly. They're going to Burger King and buying these Whopper meals, and they're selling the skin for $40 on eBay. And apparently, you get an hour of double XP with it and the operator skin. I mean, I'm telling you, if they did that shit here in the U.S., I'd be eating all the Whoppers, man. I'd be going there like, give me a Whopper. I want my double XP and my operator skins, bro. Give me my skins. All right. Anyways, yeah, this is a promotion going on worldwide except for the U.S. I think the U.S.
I know Burger King is more of a UK or company, right?
Well,
mainly. It's not an America thing.
Well, I think the thing is excluded in the UK as well. Like I think the US and the UK are not part of the promotion.
How often is the US excluded? It doesn't seem like it's very often.
Not often. No.
And especially like in gaming, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's not very often. So it's kind of weird that they excluded us.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
As Americans. Well, people probably be like, oh, video games make people fat. Oh, you guys are promoting fatness. Oh, you guys are promoting unhealthiness by making people
Come on, Doritos, man. Mountain Dew. Call of Duty. It's a lot of Whoppers.
But yeah. Anyways, and some stuff, I mean, in Puerto Rico, they completely redid a fucking Burger King. They painted the fucker black and green and added a bunch of Modern Warfare 2 logos to the whole building and the tables and the chairs and the menu and
they do cool shit over there. It
looks kind of cool. It looks very Halloween themed, but it looks Call of Duty as fuck. And I'm talking, they changed everything. They changed the Burger King, the fucking sign, everything, Gunny. They painted the fucking walls black and green.
Nice. We don't do anything fun like that here.
Oh, we don't do that shit here.
No.
You know what it says in the front of the building of the Burger King over there, Mayo? La Casa del Whopper. Because you know how here it says the home of the Whopper in front of the Burger Kings? They have to say it in Spanish, so it says La Casa del Whopper. Yeah.
Sí. Me gusta.
Oh, is that because the story takes place in... I don't know where.
No. Story takes place in Mexico. Okay. Mexico is not Puerto Rico, Nypron. Okay.
They speak in Espanol.
Okay, Nypron. Mexico is not... Puerto Rico is a fucking island. Mexico is a fucking country.
Right. Puerto Rico's owned by America.
All right. Puerto Ricans.
We own that country.
Yeah, no, not even bullshitting. Gunny's right. America...
It's true.
America's territory is Puerto Rico. So, Puerto Rico technically is its own country. The Puerto Ricans that are from Puerto Rico are Puerto Rican.
And they cannot vote in the American presidency.
They cannot, but they can travel to the U.S. freely because they have American passports because they are technically American citizens.
Probably have dual citizenship, I would assume.
Something like that, yeah, because they can travel freely to the U.S. So they can travel back and forth to the U.S. whenever. Americans can travel to Puerto Rico without a visa as well, whenever. But they're not America. They're not American, bro.
They're not real Americans. We just own
fake them. Americans. It's the island we own because Cuba has an island, and we need an island too to say fuck you, Cuba. We have an island too.
We got our own.
Bitch. Fuck you, Fidel Castro. We have our own. See, Russia had Cuba.
Oh, that's right.
America's America's you know what? We need an island too, guys. Okay, we got stupid Guam. That shit's fucking stupid. We got Hawaii. That shit's kind of gay. How about Puerto Rico? Let's do that.
Isn't there like that Guantanamo Bay? Where's that at? Anyway,
that's in Cuba, actually.
Oh, okay. That's where we keep the real prisoners.
That's crazy because that's actually in Cuba, but it's like a little tiny part of Cuba, and that part is technically considered American soil.
Yeah,
like that little tiny fucking.
I remember that during the Gulf War. That's where they were keeping them Talibaners.
Well, that's where they keep all the terrorists. Like, legit, like Guantanamo Bay is like a place where like they can keep you without like a trial there. Like, you can just be arrested and taken there, and like no one will ever hear from you again.
Yeah.
That's fucking scary. Yeah. Under the Patriot Act, American citizens can be arrested for terrorism. Like, if like they suspect, like say the CIA or the FBI or whoever suspects that you're a terrorist somehow, like they think that you're a terrorist, so they label you as a terrorist or as a traitor to the country, like you're helping the terrorists somehow. They can come to your house or wherever, your work, your car, when you're driving down the road. I don't know, Call of Duty style, come in a helicopter, and they can just fucking arrest your ass and take you away, and they don't even have to tell you what you were arrested for.
Scary. Yeah, I don't want to go to Guantanamo Bay unless it's on vacation.
Put your ass in a prison. Yeah, they can put your ass in a prison, and they don't even have to give you a lawyer. They don't have to give you a phone call. They don't have to give you shit. You're just there because you're there. And no one will ever hear from you again. Yeah, America, fuck
you. Hell yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I want that skin. I'm probably gonna buy it. Hopefully I'll find it for like $5 or $10. I'll buy it from some Puerto Rican.
Go see if it's on Craigslist. Maybe you can meet somebody in a back alley.
Hey, bro, you got that skin, bro.
Got my Burger Town skin.
You got my Burger Town skin, bro. I got the code
you
right
said
here.
$50. No, man,
he has a receipt from Puerto Rico. I got the receipt right here, bro. The code's right here.
I need my smack, man. Come on, give me the money.
Another news: Xbox Phil Spencer. Uh-oh, Gunny. Bad news.
What did Uncle Phil say?
Oh, hey, man. So Uncle Phil got a little high. Okay, he got a little high.
Got a little wild for a minute there.
And he's like, look, man, we've held our price on our console. We've held price on games and our subscription. I don't think we'll be able to do that forever. I do think at some point we'll have to raise some prices on certain things. But going into this holiday, we thought it was really important that we maintain the prices we have.
Ooh, thanks,
remember everyone was talking shit about PlayStation raising their prices just a few months ago?
Yeah.
Remember Xbox? Everyone was like, oh, Xbox didn't do it. Xbox is so awesome. Oh, look at this now. He's saying, hey, man.
He's easing us into it.
Hey, man. Listen, on other news, Xbox, they came out and said they're losing $200 per console that they sell.
That's crazy.
So for every Series X that they put out on the market and they sell through, they are losing a $200 price markup on that.
Okay, look here, Jesus. It says here, I just want to reiterate because I'm an Xbot, where it says it's interesting that Spencer doesn't specify what we may be seeing a price hike of, but at the same conference, Uncle Phil revealed the Game Pass is finally profitable, accounting for 15% of Xbox's revenue. So why would you raise freaking prices? What does that mean? I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to be Game Pass going up, or is it going to be like the console price? In other countries, are they going to keep it the same in America, or they just follow suit from Sony? Whatever countries they raise the console to, whatever it was, $550. I don't know.
That's a hard one. You'd think they would get less backlash if they raised the console prices a little bit, because Sony already did it. If they raise Game Pass, that might
get to a point where people are like, is this worth it?
Yeah, and then the Sony people are really going to jump on. They're going to be like, look, they're raising the prices already. We told you this was going to happen.
You guys are making fun of us paying $18 a month. Look at you guys. Now you guys are paying $25 a month. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the console itself, probably the X and the Series S. I think it's going to go up $50 each.
I think so too.
But I don't know. I mean, the fact that he's saying this at a conference he doesn't specify. I mean, it's probably going to be in this. They're just going to
follow suit with Sony. He's getting good about that, though, right? Like, he's getting good about saying things without saying things. You know, like Call of Duty, you know, like, oh, yeah, it's going to be on the PlayStation. You know, we're not going to say how long, but it's going to be there. You know, it's just like, we're going to raise prices. We don't know when, but we are going to do it at some time. You know, we can't just stay this way forever, guys.
Oh, guys,
yeah, just trying to prepare you guys to open your wallets a little more. We'll see. We'll see what it is. I think it's going to be the console. And I think it'll be in the same countries. They probably have the same challenges with Sony. Same with PlayStation. It's going to be Asia and Australia and other places. So, yeah, I think the Game Pass subscription, I think it's going to stay the same for a while. Until Call of Duty, I guess until they fully own Activision, they're going to be like, damn, now we got to bring all these games to Game Pass, you know? It's a lot of money, man. It's billions of dollars. Like, yeah, I can definitely see them charging an extra $5.
Do you think they're going to raise the prices here in the U.S.? This is the one market that the Sony decided not to raise the prices.
Right, that's the thing. The fact that he said it, I don't know where he was at this conference, but hard to say, right? I think that it's just going to be, I can't see him saying, it's going to be including the U.S., where Sony doesn't do it, right?
I think it's going to be like, no, okay, the U.S. is excluded, guys. We love you.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, the U.S. is Xbox's biggest market. Like around the world, Xbox is not that popular, dude. I mean,
especially
it is, but like in North America, it's popular. Like in Canada, Mexico, and the U.S., that's where Xbox is popular. And around the world, like South America, PlayStation's popular. Mm-hmm. In Europe, PlayStation's popular. In Asia, PlayStation's popular. So
I know in Asia, Game Pass is pretty popular there.
For Sony or Xbox?
Xbox PC Game Pass. They're pretty popular in Asia.
That's blowing up for sure. I think PC players are definitely catching on. I hear DLG Gaming and other people going, talking about this Xbox Game Pass thing. You know what I mean? Where they would never, none of them ever owned an Xbox. So, they've always been PC gamers. So, or they had PlayStation 3s, so.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Sure.
Anyways,
another news. What else we got?
The Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection PC port recorded an all-time player count of only 10,851 players after its very first weekend on the platform, which is significantly lower compared to Sony's previous efforts. It comes closest to the open-worlder days of Days Gone. So it comes close to the open-worlder Days Gone. But even then, the Sony bed game had over 27,000 players at the time of their peak, at their launch, right? So Days Gone, when it came to PC, had 27,000 players playing it. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, only 10,800. It only reads worse the higher up the table you go for Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and Uncharted The Lost Legacy remasters. Sony's most popular PC port at launch is still God of War, which has attracted over 73,000 players at peak. Marvel's Spider-Man had more than 66,000 players playing it. And over 56,000 PC users played Horizon Zero Dawn. So now, people are saying, like, well, Uncharted is a flop. Personally, I'm going to say this. First of all, Uncharted was not nearly as marketed, in my opinion, as much as Spider-Man was, or especially God of War, or Horizon.
Yeah. Or Horizon, yep.
I was just getting ready to say, honestly, I wasn't even aware that this was out.
No one, I
saw an ad the other day on Twitch. My son was over watching Twitch, and they did an ad on Twitch about it, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that game coming to PC. And then they were like, play it now. I'm like, oh shit, So I thought about picking it up, but I didn't even realize. I was like, oh my gosh. Then I seen this article, so I thought I'd share it. Like, I forgot that that's on PC, and I've never played that series, so I'm like, maybe I'll just pick it up, So
yeah.
You know what's featured on the Steam page? I opened it up on Sunday, or a couple days ago. and it's I don't see it here now, but it was on the front page, and it says it just came out, like it just released. Was Sackboy's Big Adventure right on the Steam page? So it's got a new price of, I mean, its launch price of $59, but wasn't this a
game?
I think it was a PS5 and a PS4 title launch. Sackboy, it's on Steam.
Yeah, I didn't know this was coming out now.
I know it would just boom just there. So that game I really liked on the PS3.
That's like the very first one.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun. So I will pick that up eventually. Yeah, but I think, but isn't the Uncharted series so much a early PS4, series and late PS3?
Well, this is actually the PS3 stuff. This is the Uncharted 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, those are old games, of course, right? Of course, they're not going to be played as much,
This is the PS3 stuff, man. So, like, I mean, it's really old stuff. And they didn't market it, like I said. It's just, to me, like, no one even knew it was coming out. So, of course, they're not going to have a lot of players playing it. It's like they just kind of threw it out there to throw it out there.
That's what they've been doing. I like what Sony's been doing. Just surprise, check it out. And here's a new game. Sackboys, boom.
Oh, it just came out, Gunny, October 27th.
Yeah, so, literally like a few days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. They've been saying 4K 120 support. So
I want to say Nintendo threw something on there as well, but I could be wrong. Where I was like, huh?
Is this a good game? Have you guys, anybody played it?
So, I mean, if you've never played Uncharted, Mayo.
No, the Sackboy, sorry.
Oh, the Sackboy?
Yeah, the Sackboy Big Adventure.
No, I don't know what the reviews were on it. So.
No, I wouldn't get it.
It's all very positive. I haven't played one in forever, and I know it looks a little different than the one I played, but just out of curiosity, I was like,
more a little side scrolly, but
looking at it now. What about Uncharted then, Jesus? What's your opinion on that one?
I mean, if you've never played them, I guess it's cool to try them.
I mean, I've played through the Tomb Raider ones, and
so if you like Tomb Raider,
I haven't played the last one, Tomb Raider. I mean, if I want to play that kind of game, wouldn't it be better for me to just fire up that one? Because I'd really own it.
It is Tomb Raider-y. Tomb Raider pretty much is Uncharted, like they kind of copied it. But Uncharted is more like
the masculine side.
Tomb Raider, no, Tomb Raider is more like you're trying to survive always. You're trying to escape an island and survive. Where Uncharted is more like you're searching for this treasure, this like thing. Like Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 was like this whole thing of like Nathan Drake searching for some captain's fucking lost gold, and that takes you through like all 3 games to find it. I think, like, the first game has like the treasure you're trying to find in the first game, and you do find it in the end. But then that's like, but this treasure gave us a hint to this other bigger treasure. Then that's what Uncharted 2 is about, and then Uncharted 3, of course, is the biggest treasure or whatever. And then Uncharted 4 is like another kind of like side story type thing, but it kind of continues the story of the last 3 games, kind of the same character. But I mean, I like Uncharted. It is a cool fucking series. I just think that the games are very dated at this point. If you go and play this collection and you start with the first one, I mean, you're gonna tell, dude, like this is a PS3 game. Like this is definitely an older game with older mechanics, older things. Like, it's just the way the gameplay was and the mechanics and the things they do in the game. It doesn't make sense to do that nowadays. And the games nowadays don't do it. You know what I mean? Because they're so old. Like, I mean, it's funny because we're talking about it like it came out like in 2005. I mean, the fucking game came out like in 2008 or something, or 2009. So it's really not that old. But in terms of like from then to now, how much technology has changed in terms of gaming and how game development is done nowadays, and like nowadays there's no loading screens. Nowadays there's no these like checkpoints are just kind of natural. Like nowadays, everything's different in gaming. I feel like nowadays, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I feel like you're gonna definitely notice it. Like, oh, this is kind of like old, dated stuff.
Especially with this series where a lot of ladder climbing. Was it Voyager's End or what it was? But in today's world, like you wouldn't climb that many ladders, just wouldn't happen, or they'd be shorter, or But back then it was cool, right, to see those set pieces. So, it was more of that Tomb Raider, right? Climbing vines versus climbing ladders. Yeah.
Yeah, to me, I think I'll probably just hold off because, like I said, I didn't play the last Tomb Raider. If I get in that kind of mood, I think I'll play just the newest Tomb Raider.
Get the new God of War next week. Yep.
Oh, that's on PlayStation. I can get that one. Maybe I'll get Evan to buy it.
Evan's console.
Yeah, what is that? I just buy it on Evan's console and be like, "Here's a gift for you, Evan. I'm playing it for a week."
Is that also on PS4? I thought it was.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one title that was definitely that I get for the PS4 Pro. Sure. So, all right, I got to tell the wife I'm spending $59 or $69, whatever it is.
My friend the other day, actually, one of my coworkers actually messaged me. I just got done spending a whole bunch of money on a GoPro. He found a PS5 in the wild, and he's like, "Mayo, you want it?" He's like, "I'll buy it right now." And I don't know which one it was. And I'm like, "Dude, I just spent $800 on GoPro stuff." I'm like, I'm going on this trip, and it was an expensive trip. I'm like, I better
wait. You spent $800 on GoPro shit?
Yeah, between the GoPro and then a car mount, and well, this counted a new hard drive. I put a new hard drive in the computer for the videos, and then a case it's like a scuba diving case. It's like a clear shell that goes over top of the GoPro. But I bought that because the GoPro, I mounted it outside the car a few times, and so I didn't want to have a bug hit it or a rock hit it, So it has a clear shell that goes into as well. And then I bought an extra battery, and I bought this battery pack charger thing.
You went all out, primo pack.
So I ended up with 4 batteries and all sorts of stuff. But
what are you doing, bro? Are you gonna go fucking snowboarding down a mountain or something? Like, what
yeah,
the
gonna get the new helmet cam.
I'm gonna jump out of a helicopter or something next.
No, we might do some Camaro footage coming up, maybe.
You got one for the tractor, corn farm. Come on.
Let's see if I can get creative.
Jesus.
Add some music to it.
But yeah, anyways, he messaged me and he's like, "Dude, they got this one here at Myers. You want me to pick it up for you?" I'm like, "Nah, it's okay, because really nothing with me to jump on." I didn't think about God of War, but he actually bought it for himself. So he's like, I'm just gonna buy it for myself. And then he went out and bought a new TV. So
maybe when it's time for Evan to finally leave, you can hide the PS5.
Right, be like, you got everything right, Evan? He'd be like, yeah, and I'll just kick the box because he has a case for his PS5 and everything. It's like a little suitcase that it sits in, and I'll just hide it behind the couch or something.
Just throw the Xbox One X in it, make it feel heavy.
Yeah, there you go. Make it feel like a brick. Yeah, and then he'll get in the car and he'll go to, I think he's going toward Washington D.C. area, I think, and then he won't notice.
Yeah, until he gets there. Son of a bitch.
In other news, Phil Spencer says that he doesn't believe the future of gaming is in the cloud.
What? I thought he's been saying that this whole time. Okay. He is high.
Listen.
Him and Jim Ryan are both high.
Man, I've just been smoking the weed, man. It's cool.
Him hanging out with Elon Musk.
While some people believe cloud gaming will eventually kill consoles, Xbox CEO Phil Spencer is not among them. According to Phil Spencer, cloud gaming will not be the end-all, be-all future for the industry. Instead, Mayo, cloud access is all about offering customers more choice in how they play games on all platforms. He said, quote, "We just announced that 20 million people have tried cloud streaming. It's early. I don't have a vision where everyone's on the cloud and nobody's buying hardware. I don't think that's the future, but I think giving customers choice is good business. Our approach has been to give our customers choice in how they play, Mayo. We haven't gone out and told people that they should not play on their PC or their phone or their gaming consoles. We look at cloud as an option for people, maybe when they're away from their console or their PC. I think other people have gone out and tried to make it an either-or choice. You're either playing on streaming or you're not. And we've taken a much more customer-driven focus. We have a subscription. You can buy our games. You can subscribe to our games. If you subscribe, you can stream them. You can stream them games to any device with the browser. Giving the customer choice, putting the customer at the center of our decision-making, has led us to more success." That's nice. What Phil Spencer said, bro.
I thought there was another article where he talked about, I think it was just more of a clip where he talked about a streaming console not coming anytime soon. That must have been a different article. But yeah, I don't know if I could see a streaming only console either. So
yeah, I don't think the technology is there yet to implement streaming.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
Ouya, right? Ouya had that, yeah.
Yeah.
That was some early cloud gaming.
Ouya had like fucking Google Android on that
Shovelware, yeah. It was, definitely Linux-based crap on there, yeah. I mean, Linux is good, but that was just for cloud gaming.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has potentially some legal action coming against them. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Amsterdam level has already triggered a range of reactions, including some Dutch people praising the realistic depiction of the famous city. However, not all the press is positive, Gunny, as it seems that a hotel that is clearly depicted in the game is considering possible legal action against publisher Activision Blizzard. As reported by the Dutch outlet De Volkskrant. That's how you say it, okay?
That sounds German, but okay.
The 5-star Conservatorium Hotel. 5-star Conservatorium Hotel. That sounds fancy.
Yeah, it does.
Appears under the name Breenberg in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And the hotel's manager is not happy about its depiction in a war zone. In real life, the Conservatorium itself is a former bank building designed by the famous Dutch architect Daniel Nutel, or Nutel, I don't know how to pronounce that, which was converted into a luxury hotel back in the 1980s, Mayo. He said, quote, "We have taken note of the fact that the Conservatorium Hotel is undesirably the scene of the new Call of Duty." That's what the manager said at the hotel. He said, "More generally, we don't support games that seem to encourage the use of violence. The game in no way reflects our core values, and we regret our apparent and unwanted involvement." Uh-oh.
Ooh, they're in trouble.
While this statement stops short of actual legal action, the implication is definitely there. It is not clear how such a lawsuit would shake out in either American or European courts, or even what form of legal action they might take. A similar controversy took place back in 2006 when Insomniac Resistance Fall of Man used the Manchester Cathedral as the inspiration for a level, which inspired legal action. Ultimately, Sony apologized to the Church of England for the decision, though the company was not found to have violated any copyright laws. So they just had to apologize. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, eh?
Sorry.
Oh,
sorry for your...
Oh, sorry, eh?
To.
Oh, we didn't mean to use your cathedral. Oh, sorry, eh?
Yeah. Come on, it's just a video game.
Hey, listen, man. Jeez. It's like a war zone. There's explosions and shit.
There was World War II, remember?
We're a fucking
this is
5-star.
Not set in World War II, but...
We're a 5-star hotel, Gunny. You ain't putting that shit in there. You ain't putting our shit in your fucking trash game. Why are these guys mad? If I was them, I'd be happiest. I'd be like, yeah motherfuckers.
More reservations.
I'd be like, motherfuckers, come stay here and you get double XP.
Then you can start advertising. We're the Call of Duty hotel.
Yeah, come stay at our hotel and you get 10 hours of double XP, motherfuckers. Yeah, do it right now.
And a burger shirt.
Yeah, and you get a hotel skin. You could get a T-shirt that says "I've been to the Breenberg."
And a free Whopper.
That your character
at a 5-star hotel.
Yeah, motherfuckers, get in here. I would be promoting the fuck out of it. It'd be like free promotion. What the fuck are these guys doing?
Silly. I remember that with one of Ubisoft's games where whatever country they used, where the government didn't like them using their country as a den for drug runners,
Oh my god.
Was that Wildlands?
Maybe, probably Mexico, maybe. I don't know.
No, that was Wildlands. I forgot I don't know what country it was.
Oh, a South American country?
Yeah. They were not happy.
That is
Come on.
In other news, let's move on here to more news. Mayo, this is news for you, Mayo.
Oh, okay.
AMD RDNA 3 is coming.
Okay.
And the company's flagship Radeon graphics card will face off against the NVIDIA RTX 4090. So, if you're looking for the latest official word on the RX 7000 graphics cards, we got some news for you. It's 2022, Mayo, and AMD plans to paint your gaming PC red with this next generation AMD RDNA 3 GPUs and their Zen 4 CPUs. So, the former will most likely rank among the best graphics cards available on the market, but they will face stiff competitions from the RTX 4000 series and the brand new Intel Arc product of graphics cards. It says here the AMD RDNA 3, that's a long fucking word name, will release this fall, Mayo, in just 3 days on November 3rd. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Boom, boom. While the company has not yet announced what AMD RDNA 3 GPUs will make the launch day cut, rumors are now pointing toward an EEC trademark filing that lists various model names, including dun dun dun, the Radeon RX 7900 XT. Dun dun dun.
Ooh. Whoa.
All right. Also, fresh reports point towards 2 RDNA GPUs releasing this year, Mayo, as an AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX could arrive alongside the RX 7900 XT. On paper, it looks like the XTX model may be the real RTX 4090 rival, but we will not know this until the shit launches. On price speculations, Mayo, the AMD RDNA 3 GPUs will probably be more expensive than the RDNA 2 GPUs. The company has raised the prices of its Radeon graphics cards by 10% since November of last year, due to TSMC raising its chip wafer fabrication rates. Unfortunately, a January 2022 report indicated that prices could rise by a further 20%, Gunny, but this may also affect Intel and Nvidia products. To put this into perspective, the price of the flagship Radeon card could rise to as much as $1,199, up from the AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT's MSRP of just $999. The specs, Nypron, suggest that AMD plans to initially manufacture 3 RDNA 3 GPUs, the Navi 31, 32, and 33. The Navi 31 will likely power the most powerful graphics card in the Radeon RX 7000 lineup, such as the RX 7900 XT, whereas the Navi 32 and 33 will be used in the mid-range and budget offerings, Mayo. Updates made to the Radeon Linux drivers back in August 2021 revealed that the RDNA 3 could support DisplayPort 2.0 inputs. This would make them perfect for 8K 60Hz HDR monitors, or even 16K, Gunny!
16K, holy
60 Hz HDR displays when using display stream compression, Mayo. Okay? Display stream compression, Mayo.
All the fancy gadgets.
Rumored RDNA 3 specs are ever changing, but recent reports imply the AMD Radeon RX 7900 XT GPU could pack less VRAM than the RTX 4090. The card's reduced 20 gigabytes of VRAM and scaled back Navi 31 chips suggest a full-fat RX 9700 XTX or Radeon RX 9750 XT may show up to take on the RTX 4090 Ti soon. Unlike the RTX 4090, you might not have to upgrade your PSU or use a 12 VHP WR adapter, as leaked AMD Radeon RX 7900 prototypes feature only 2 8-pin connectors. So, naturally, we're still recommending pairing the RDNA 3 GPUs with the best power supply, but the configuration should help you manage cables during this upgrade. So it seems like they're going to keep the same power cables, which is interesting, Mayo. Interesting. So,
that's as long as they're not made in the same factory as the 40 90s.
Well,
right?
they probably are.
They probably are made at Foxconn or some shit, right?
Yeah. They're probably the same fucking place, but in a different box.
We all make same cables.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how
are
they
you
compete,
excited?
I guess.
I mean, I'm excited to see that. I mean, if they can release a graphics card that can legitimately compete with the 4090 at a lower price than the 4090, then that'll be amazing, right? You can get
we just went through this with the 3090 and the 6900 XT. Like, I think the 6900 XT actually competed pretty well with the 3090, but it just their drivers are so rough, and then just I don't know. They just don't ever seem to get any kind of traction. Like, there's people that use Team Red, but I feel like when it comes to graphics cards, they just don't have that hold that Nvidia does. I don't know why. I mean, I've never bought one myself, even, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what.
But I mean, their graphics cards are not bad. This is, for the people who are saying, well, Nvidia is more popular, right? Like Nypron right now. Nypron's like, Nvidia is more popular, right? Well, shut up, Nypron, because your Xbox has a stupid AMD card.
You're not using Nvidia, are you, Nypron?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I thought you were AMD. Never mind. See how much I was
he's over there. He's over there talking shit to me right now. Well, Nvidia is better. Shut up, Mayo. Okay, your Xbox has an AMD in it too, man, and your PS5s and all your consoles have AMD. That's all they have.
Right.
Probably even your TV.
No, that doesn't. That has NVIDIA. but yes, like I'm
it's interesting,
see...
and obviously we want to see the competition that can help drive prices down in a way.
So.
You know what I mean?
This is terrible.
And it can relieve, hey, one more person buying an AMD card is one less NVIDIA card that's being sold, and maybe I can get my hands on one.
Yeah.
No.
At a reasonable price. No, nothing's reasonable these days.
Yeah, I don't want to switch to something I don't know. Like if Jesus has an AMD or Mayo has AMD cards, and then they say, "Oh, it's run really great on the computer," then yeah, I'll switch over. But it's an unknown territory for me.
Yeah, it's all the same way it kind of works, I guess. But my son had one on one of his old computers, and it just the driver set up, and then the way they kind of work their stuff. Like we had GeForce experience, and that's pretty good. I mean, you start to go into a software that's not as good as, like GeForce experience. You can tell, like you can just feel the difference in the quality and how good stuff is, and the driver update process is a lot more complicated than it is like an NVIDIA. NVIDIA just seems to have simplified things better and made it so much better. Like the user experience seems better.
Yeah,
but if you want to tinker and you don't mind as much,
PC Wars.
You can go right to AMD and still do it and have a good time, but I feel like NVIDIA is more user friendly.
Yeah, I like that GeForce. I mean, of course, I've always just had NVIDIA products. I guess.
What was you going to say, Jesus? I know Brink has gone from AMD to NVIDIA because I know he went from AMD or he went from NVIDIA to AMD and then back to NVIDIA.
No, he went from AMD to NVIDIA and then back to AMD and then back to NVIDIA. He did it 5 times.
It's Brink. It is Brink, right?
He did it 6 times. I shit you not. Like he switched his graphics card we were talking the other day in the chat, me, him, and Iams. And it's funny because since then, Iams has upgraded his PC recently. Iams recently got Iams got a 3090 recently.
Yeah.
And he upgraded his Intel chip to the i9 or a new i7 or whatever. Or the new Ryzen. I think he got the new Ryzen AMD chip. Because we all use Ryzen as our CPUs, but we use NVIDIA as our GPUs. But Brink, we're talking about how much the hardware costs, right? And I was like, yeah, you guys, you motherfuckers, I've had the same PC for 2 years now, right? I've only done one major upgrade to my PC where I kind of rebuilt it once, right? I went from my original 1070 Ti and my Ryzen 3 to a Ryzen 7 and my 2080 Super, and that was I rebuilt everything, right? The motherboard, the RAM, pretty much everything got replaced in my PC except for the hard drives, I think, and the power supply didn't get replaced, but everything else got replaced. Everything got replaced. And Brink was talking about how many times he's done it, and he's done it like 7 times. He's like, yeah, I've rebuilt my PC like 7 times now.
Damn.
Yeah.
But this
I have
price.
mine's getting old. Like mine's like 3 years old now, maybe 4. It was before you rebuilt yours, Jesus.
Yeah. So I'm looking at another article here from GPU magazine, and they're saying that the Radeon RX 7900 XTX model can be a $1,500 plus graphics card, like in terms of dollars, $1,500 US dollars plus. And the Radeon RX 7900 XT model, which is like the base model of that, is anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500. And that the Radeon 7800 XT model is going to be anywhere between $600 to $1,000. The 7700 XT $450. They expect the 7600 and the 7500 cards to be around $350 and $250. Now, you guys may think, okay, like $1,500 is a lot of money. I could just go buy an Xbox for $500, right? Yes, you can, but you're going to get, I mean, I'm talking like way more performance out of these cards than you would ever get from an Xbox Series X. But, I mean, even considering that, even if you buy, like, say, the 7500 card, which is only $250 or whatever, or $300, your performance might still be on par, if not a little bit better than what an Xbox Series X can offer. You know what I mean? Maybe not fully better, but maybe slightly on par, if not just as good, if not a little bit better in certain situations. And you're going to get a wider range of games. That's one thing people that console game tend to forget, that like as PC, once you become a PC gamer, your library of games can increase dramatically. Like in terms of what you can play and what genres of games you can play, it goes to like near endless, right? Like literally it goes to endless, because you can play any type of game, even if it's a new game at lower settings even, and still play that game and still be enjoyable. You know what I mean? Where in a console, you're kind of stuck in that ecosystem. You really are. Like you're at the mercy of Microsoft. You're at the mercy of Sony, Nintendo. You know, where like they're saying, no, you cannot play fucking, I don't know, you can't play Ready or Not, Gunny.
Genshin Impact.
You can't play Ready or Not, because Ready or Not is only on Steam Early Access. Mm-hmm. You cannot play League of Legends. You cannot play whatever other type of World of Warcraft. You cannot access these big titles because that's too taxing for our systems. But I mean, on a PC, even a low end PC, like I'm talking low end. I mean, it'll be a nice PC, to be honest. But even like a cheaper graphics card having PC, like, will still get you almost in like on par, if not an enjoyable gaming experience that's going to be different from a console, like significantly different. Like, I think a lot of people are scared of going into a PC because they hear the prices, right? You hear what, like a 4090 costs what? Like some retailers are selling them for $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. And yeah, that's expensive. But Brink just built a brand new PC for his nephew for his birthday, right? And he bought a AMD 580 Mayo on eBay, used or whatever. It used to be like a mining card or whatever. You know how the crypto mining shit crashed?
Right.
Well, they got all these graphics cards now on like the crypto, like all these crypto mining cards are on eBay right now for super cheap. He bought this AMD 580 for like, I think he said he paid like $200 for it, or like $150 or something for it. And like, you think about that, $150 or $200 for a graphics card is fucking cheap as shit. You know what I mean? And that graphics card, that thing can do 1080p 60. It can do that, and it will do that in certain games. Now, is it going to do 4K 60 in Modern Warfare 2? Probably not. No, but it'll do 1080p 60. And yeah, you might have to lower some settings and tweak with it a little bit here and there, but you're still going to get an enjoyable experience on a monitor, which, to be honest, most gamers, if not all gamers, use a 1080p monitor. Even like Brink uses a 1080p monitor. Most people I know use a 1080p monitor, if not 1440p, most. Like, it's rare that some people use a 4K monitor. It's very rare. But I mean, some people do. It's just monitors are expensive, and not a lot of people can afford them, so they rather tend to go for cheaper monitors. And yeah, so I think that people just worry too much about the cost. The initial cost is scary, but try it, man. Just fucking build a PC. It'll be worth it in the end, I think.
Yeah. Once you get past that initial cost, right, of the box, the case, everything, right, and then everything's a lot more reasonable to buy piece by piece.
And if you don't know how to or where to start, like, for real, ask Brink. Brink is a master. I kid you fucking not, guys. Like, even you, Gunny, if you're looking to upgrade your 1070, dude, ask Brink, because Brink will legit find, like, this motherfucker knows, like, all the sites, dude. He goes to, like, eBay. He goes to fucking Reddit. He's, like, part of this Reddit fucking, like, group that, like, all they do in this Reddit is trade GPUs and sell GPUs to each other. That's all these fucking guys do all day long. So you go in there and you're like, I'm looking for a 2080 Super. And they'll be like, oh, I got a 2080 Super for sale. I'll sell it to you for 400. Or what do you have to trade? Oh, I'll trade you my 1070 and this much money for it. Okay, I'll do it. And like, people will do it. You know what I mean? So, you might find a cheap graphics card like that. Cheap upgrades. Ask Brink. Brink has all the hookups, man. Brink, I'm starting your business for you.
Yeah, he's got to start building PCs.
Yeah, start building PCs, Brink.
Go to Facebook store, whatever it's called.
And last piece of news that we have is a new study has affirmed that those who define themselves as gamers, Gunny, like yourself, tend to have more extreme thoughts of racism and sexism, Gunny.
According to who?
Okay. Listen.
Where was the study done?
Listen, motherfucker, you okay?
It's comments like that, Gunny, is what gets us here.
Yeah. What do you mean by who? How dare you?
Who said that? What doctor? What psychiatrist?
How fucking dare you? What do you mean by who?
What's their credibility?
Right?
Even though those things are true, but
listen, Gunny, it is possible that being a quote gamer, is used to mask harmful attitudes. The research explores the possible role of fusion identities in the toxic sectors of gaming communities. It is described as, quote, a deep, visceral sense of alignment, end quote, within a group or a cause that strongly permeates the personal life of an individual that comes to compel people to adopt behaviors in favor of the group, even when it is personally costly to do so. Dr. Rachel Cowart, author of the study, underlined that her findings pertain to the smaller, more toxic part of the gaming community that shows signs of their personal identities being taken over by, quote, gamer culture. She adds that she doesn't think the broader population of gamers is extreme. The fusion of identities is not exclusive to games, as it has been studied in other groups such as the military and competitive athletes. It has also been studied and found related to both pro-social behavior, such as the willingness to help others, and antisocial outcomes, such as hostility and aggressiveness. This research suggests that play spaces can be particularly conducive to the fusion of identities, due to the belief that shared experiences are effective in facilitating it, especially when the experiences are challenging and engaging. The author states that identity fusion occurs when a social identity and an individual identity merge, and you cannot separate those. The way fusion is shown to play out makes them more susceptible to more extreme behavior. She gave the example of a military veteran whose work identity seeps into every aspect of his life, until there isn't much difference between Doug the soldier and Doug the father, who has gone through this identity fusion and is likely to have a, quote, extreme pro-group behavior. He also noted that these extreme cases occur more in competitive games like Call of Duty.
I knew it was coming.
Than other cooperative games like Minecraft. Behaviors in gamer spaces must be monitored, this researcher says. The research in which these results have been obtained consists of 3 studies, Mayo. Hundreds of people who played video games were surveyed, and their political beliefs in different areas were analyzed. The studies then attempted to correlate identity fusion by asking questions to these gamers, such as, do you believe that they made the culture of the game strong, and how willing were they to fight themselves or fight someone for making fun of gaming culture? Whoa, what are you doing, Nypron? Mute yourself. God damn it.
What?
I gotta mute Nypron. Anyways, the study concludes by acknowledging some limitations. Okay. Oh, it also showed, Gunny, that the result of these surveys was that people who strongly identify as, quote, players or gamers are way more prone to being racist and sexist. One of the studies suggested that 3 individual difference variables, which are loneliness, avoidant attachment, and anxious attachment, they also interacted with the fusion within the gaming culture. The study concluded by acknowledging some limitations that it only surveyed U.S. gamers and did not explore broader game genres or external venues such as Discord and Twitch. So yeah. Anyways, pretty much she's saying like, hey man, look, gamers, get in a group. You guys start playing games with people. Maybe you start adopting the way those people are. And next thing you know, Mayo, you're part of a cult.
Right.
Yeah, like the horrible gamers.
Right. Shame on us.
Yeah, generalizing for sure, right? I
How
believe all
does
the
that-
PS4 and 5 players, they're the racist ones playing Hell Let Loose, man, and they're trying to get me the Xbot in there because I cross-play with them, and I'm not joining their little cult group where they're toxic and racist and homophobic. I don't want no part of that. I'm going to the PC. That's it. Done.
I'm assuming this
console.
applies to like everything, right? It has to apply to like
Yeah, she's generalizing.
people that listen to podcasts, people that watch certain TV shows, people that
Watch certain movies.
Yeah, because you think about people that listen to Joe Rogan, believe Joe Rogan is like a fucking god.
Yeah. He's okay. I don't believe everything he says, but or what people say on it. Yeah.
But some people will legit believe it. Like, oh man, Joe Rogan said he doesn't want to get a vaccine. I'm not getting a vaccine. Oh, my kids are not going to get a vaccine because Joe Rogan said that.
Yeah, he had somebody on there that said don't get it, and it's bad, and it shrinks your brain.
Or like people that follow presidents or politics, right? Oh, well, Joe Biden said that gas cars are bad and electric cars are good. I'm going to do that. Or Trump said, let's build a wall and whatever. So let's do that. Some people legit don't know how to make their own opinions, so they just follow whatever opinion gets shown to them.
Misinformation.
And they don't know how to lead. They don't know how to think or critically think or analyze things, and they just follow whoever. They just, all right, man, I'm going to follow you, yeah, cool.
We here on this show recommend Call of Duty. It's good for your brain.
It's good for your brain. I think it is.
Yeah, it's fun.
It helps you build social skills. It helps you problem solve. Keeps your reaction times pretty good, Mayo.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just read an article last week that countered this. What is it, Nypron?
Oh, eat more double whoppers.
Yes, more double whoppers for, more eBay codes for Call of Duty. Yeah. It's a win-win, when you're a gamer. So disregard this silly article where she generalizes gamers as racist and what'd she say? Yeah. Doug the father, or whatever. Doug the drinker, more like. She didn't mention that part.
Dun, dun,
it reminds me of Jesus. Do you remember I'm going to throw up an episode of Mythic Quest? When they did the episode with the Nazis, they had the Nazis in their game, and they got them all to identify themselves, so they put them all on their own server.
Yeah,
so we can just we can all be gamers and racist and sexist over in our gaming world, I guess. Because in that game, remember, they put them all together and they put them all on their own servers so they could do whatever they wanted, so they wouldn't offend anybody.
They got all the Nazis together. They put them all on their own server so they stop offending everybody else.
Yeah,
he was like,
that show's good.
They're all happy.
It was a good show. I really liked. I like how much of a father he was to that kid, that was hilarious. Yeah.
Is that show ever going to come back?
I don't know. I wish it would.
You only did one season, right?
No, they did 2.
No, they did like 2 or...
That's right. I did
2.
start watching season 2.
They ended during the pandemic. Remember they did that episode where it showed like all the little screens and it was like a bar or marble went from screen to screen, and they were all like depressed because they were all like remote working,
working from home or whatever,
and they were all trapped at home, and they were all like upset, and life was crazy for them. And
I heard the old guy quit. The old guy who does the story writer,
the story guy.
Yeah, I heard he ended up quitting. He's not going to be in season 3. So I'm assuming they're going to kill him off or like somehow replace him.
He was the boomer.
Oh wait, season 3 comes out November 11th, man.
Oh shit!
Oh, we got 10 days.
Yeah.
I might have to rewatch that show because I completely kind of forgot what happened.
Yeah, I actually have watched it recently. So,
yeah,
all right, guys. Show. I'm going to speed things up here and go through the console corner because I got to get up out of here. I got a big day tomorrow, guys. So I'll just go through the console corner real quick. So what we have for our PlayStation Plus fans out there, and remind me to download these. I got to claim these. So you do get for the beginning week of November. So by the time you hear this show, you will get as a PlayStation Essential or whatever. If you got PlayStation Plus, Neo 2. That's your Soulsborne like game. Let's see what else. Heavenly Bodies. That sounds like something you should probably just download, not play. And Lego Harry Potter Collection. Those are good. I played the first one on Xbox. Really good. And moving over to the Xbox Gold side of things, where you now only get 2 games because Xbox is lame and Phil's raising the price. First one is called Predatorians. This is the HD remaster of another game you don't want to play, but just claim it. It'll be in your library. And Dead End Job. So this is basically where you do dead end jobs like now, except you can do it in a video game. So, but one thing I wanted to mention about the Xbox Gold part of the things, right? Even if you're a Game Pass member or just Gold, you can get those free to play days, which they're kind of buried in there. So the one is I was just playing it was Ghost Runner. So you never know how long those things stay on there. It may have ended today, but check it out anyway. Free play days. There's 3 games on there right now. But Ghost Runner is one of them. So that game looks pretty good. I'll be checking that out tomorrow as well. So and Game Pass. What do we have for our Game Pass sort of things? But I'm just looking over on the PC side of things. But one of the new games added, I saw a famous streamer, not famous, but well off. He was playing a game called Signalis. I don't know, guys. I don't know if this is a game I want to play. It looks very 16-bit, but you do have Signalis and, of course, Gunfire Reborn. So check those games out, especially Gunfire Reborn for sure.
Yep.
Is that on PC Game Pass?
Yeah, that's where I was just looking. So I believe it's on console as well. It's on both.
Okay, I'm going to try it on PC then.
So I think I played on mouse and keyboard I played. So I did play that on the PC. So I always trade off console, PC, seeing how, especially now, the one good thing about Xbox is with this Game Pass is they are putting them on both, right? So, unless it's like some kind of like Total War 3 or something, right? So, of course, it's only going to be on PC. But there was an update to that, by the way. So I don't think it was Total War, but they were talking about taking some of these games, Jesus, and trying to move them over to the console. I can't remember the game exactly, but we're talking about a radio wheel and how well that's going to translate to console. But I can't see people playing that myself, or a few, right? Maybe a few hundred, maybe 1,000 people, but I don't know if it would be worth it. So, but they're going to try it. So. See how that goes on the console wars side of things with these games. So like an RTS. But moving on over to the Epic Store, you can now claim a game called Saturnalia. Don't know what that is. And you do get a great game called Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. So I'm not sure if the Mechanicus is the turn-based strategy, but there's a few out there.
There's so many of those games.
I know. Especially a lot of Warhammer games. So, claim those, guys. That one's pretty good. So I probably own it on Steam, but I'm gonna go ahead and I've already claimed them. And yeah, that's it for your free games in your console corner and your PC launchers. So do we have some community questions here, Mayo?
Yeah, they're in the notes. First community question we have is from Normie Late, and she wants to know your favorite game where you can apply cheats. She says hers is Twisted Metal 2.
Oh yeah, dude! Twisted Metal cheats were the shit.
I don't remember doing those. I never did those on the PlayStation original PlayStation.
I would say mine wouldn't really be cheats, but like mods would have been like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yes,
with the visual mods and the character mods and stuff like that, where you can just run around the open world, not playing against people or nothing like that, where I'm ruining somebody's experience, but going there and modding the game a little bit and getting different characters or graphic packs and stuff was kind of cool.
On the PS2, PS1, I mean, Grand Theft Autos, man, just all of them. Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. All those games had cool cheat codes in them.
Yeah, I think it was. I want to say it was the year was 2001, and it might have been. I had played it before, right, on the PlayStation, but was it GTA 2, 3? I can't remember which one it was, but applying those God mode cheats or, yeah, things like that, right, where they're blowing up the tank and I'm still inside the tank. It was just so much fun, right? Yeah, five fucking stars, right? And there's police and SWAT teams and everything, and there's explosions. I just remember that being real memorable.
I remember. I'm trying to remember the last time I used the cheats, but I think I remember Metal Gear Solid 2. Like I don't know if it's cheats. It's just like I think there's one you get like infinite ammo. You get like when you have a bandana. Infinite ammo and
like an exploit, maybe.
I don't remember. I remember you can have infinite ammo and like you can go invisible and no one can see you. Yeah, that was a good time for cheats. Yeah.
All right, good times. Moving on. Brian Tubb Jr.'s got two questions, and one of them's food related. Jesus, he says, you go to prison for murder and you get one last meal before they send you to the gates. What are you asking for?
Okay, I'm asking for 2 tacos de carne asada, some mole, some rice and beans. I'm also asking for eggs Benedict. I'm also asking for a steak on the side. Maybe some hash browns with cheese in them. And a cheesecake. And an apple pie.
I'm hungry.
I'm asking for a lot of food, man. I'm gonna take a bite
of
it.
You just like eat till you explode. Basically, like all right.
Anyways,
I'm just never gonna quit eating. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna stay here and I'm just gonna keep eating all day and just never stop. You know? I
want to die anyways. Like, what the fuck? You know?
Right.
Might as well enjoy something.
Right.
I mean, have you ever looked at that web? There's a website you can go to that shows like all the food that people that have been on death row that they order before they die or before they're executed. And like some shit that people order is weird. Like some guy ordered a bucket of KFC. Some people ordered like 12 tacos. Some people ordered like 50 Big Macs.
See?
Yeah, like some guy ordered a lobster. Some
no
guy
Call of Duty code came with it.
Right, I was gonna say he getting a whole bunch of Burger King and getting a bunch of codes, sending them out to friends.
I mean,
all right, guys, I'm going out in style. Here's all the codes. I just got 800 Big Mac or Whoppers.
There was a article recently where in whatever states still allow public execution or whatever it's called, right? The death, penalty. But apparently, I guess he ordered like a bunch of food. And so then he said, no, I'm not hungry. And that was it. That the food just sat there and he died. Yeah, but he ordered it. So, yeah. He's like, I got it. Got all my food, but I'm not hungry.
Okay,
let's get this over with.
There's a guy in Arizona that was executed in 2014, okay? The two more recent ones didn't have any last meal requests, but this guy did. Okay, so this guy, him and his 29-year-old ex-girlfriend had been involved in their two what is it? A turbulent relationship for 5 years, which has been marred by numerous breakups. One day, Debbie was working at a local body shop owned by her family on August 7th of 1989. This guy walked into the shop and shot Gene Dietz, age 55, in the chest with a .38 caliber revolver, killing him. Gene Dietz's 70-year-old brother was present and tried to stop him, but Wood pushed him away and proceeded into another section of the body shop. Wood went up to Debbie, placed her in some type of hold, and then shot her once in the abdomen and once in the chest, killing her as well. Wood then fled the building. Two police officers approached Wood and ordered him to drop his gun. After he placed the gun on the ground, he reached down and picked it up and pointed it at the cops. The police fired. They struck him several times. He was transported to a hospital where he went under surgery and survived. Okay, so he got murdered. He got the death penalty, right? This guy's last meal request was 2 cookies.
That's it? God.
That's it, dude. 2 cookies. Like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
That is, like, yeah.
It's a weird
maybe,
one.
maybe I don't know. Maybe if somebody's allergic to it, he's never had them before.
2 cookies and
I don't know.
a glass of orange
You know,
juice.
if you had a food allergy, I guess you could be like, I'm going to eat this. I'm going to try it one time before I die. I don't know.
You know what, guys? I'm going out.
This next guy, Mayo, okay, he did a bunch of shit, wasn't arrested for whatever. He shot a bunch of people or whatever. Fought some firemen or something. I don't know. This guy's last meal request was a beef patty, mashed potatoes with brown gravy, carrots, 2 slices of wheat bread, a slice of glazed cake, and a powdered juice drink.
Okay. Not bad. I mean, I would think that, if somebody came out and they're just like, all right, guys, I'm just going to have like salad with all the little tomatoes. I would think like, can we just bring back the electric chair? Seriously, come on. But, like, especially the guy with the 2 cookies. Yeah, give him the chair. But
fuck that guy.
yeah, fuck him. Yeah. I would say for me, I'm thinking like, man, all these foods are going through my head right now because I'm hungry. But I was thinking like some really good pepperoni pizza. I want some lumpia with some sweet and sour sauce and some soy sauce. I'm thinking like Chinese here, and Filipino, right? And but probably, and then like a porterhouse steak. And I want yeah. Can I get some beer?
Like some kind of like multi-$100 steak from like Gordon Ramsay or something like that. Make some specific chef, like
you have to have it cook it. You have to have it cooked by him, like
right?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Oh, you're bloody dead, Mayo.
Hey, mate, you bloody dead. Dude, I love watching Hell's Kitchen. So like, they got the new season out on Hulu, right? This new one was recorded during COVID, Gunny. And it's called Battle of the Ages. So at first, the beginning of it, he has like all the 30-plus-year-olds in one team, like on the blue team, and he has all the people that are younger than 30 on the red team. And he has them against each other, right? Like cooking or whatever, and the challenges and all that. But then later on, he splits them to like the males and the females and the males or whatever. But man, I love watching Hell's Kitchen when I'm eating food.
Yeah, it's good.
It's something about it, bro. Like I'll be sitting there eating. I'll be sitting there judging. I'll be judging the fuck out of those cooks. Like, you dumbass, you fucked up those potatoes, you stupid ass. Like knowing damn well that I could never do what those fuckers are doing on the show. Like, I can't believe you fucked up the beef Wellington again, you stupid dipshit. Like,
your shit sandwich.
Yeah, right.
These guys are in there fucking cooking all these meals. You know the crazy part about that show that I never knew, that I just found out recently? That show, when you go on that show, Gunny, the show is filmed in 18 days. The whole season is filmed in 18 days. So that means every night they are legit cooking, like almost every night at the restaurant, Hell's Kitchen. Like you're doing it every fucking day. Like you're in there getting yelled at every fucking day. And like 18 days is all you have from the beginning to the end to like become one of his top chefs or whatever. That's fucking crazy, dude.
No wonder that big guy almost had a heart attack, or did,
Like
one of them did. Not this last season, but
yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, like that's insane to me, dude. Like those guys get so fucking stressed out and worked over, like that dude works the fuck out of them, and like for 18 days at a chance at $250,000 salary, and like you become what, like don't they usually get like a restaurant or something, like they become the executive chef of a restaurant?
Yeah, I've been to a couple of his restaurants here in California. I've seen one of the chefs that I've seen on TV, not Gordon Ramsay, of course, but
yeah. But I mean, like that's insane. Like, I mean, I guess it would be kind of cool to like, obviously, like you could go and say like, "Hey, I work for Chef Ramsay." Like, motherfucker, everyone in the world will probably hire you at that point. You know what I mean?
yeah, I gotta say, like the one we went to in Vegas, where I think again we're just simple eaters or whatever. I think I might have had the beef Wellington in Lake Tahoe, but when we went to Reno, I had the burger. It was more because not different themed restaurants, but it was more of a burger joint kind of thing. I don't know,
different styles,
different style, right? So, and I gotta say, like even my kid, we still agree to this day it was like one of the best, like perfect burgers.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I tried that burger in Vegas. It's really good.
Yeah, it wasn't that long of a wait, right? I mean,
yeah, and it wasn't too pricey. It was like just right.
Yeah.
What was the price of it?
It was like for like a burger, it's like $10, $13.
Okay. Because I know that the
beers, it was and the bill wasn't that expensive.
I know that the people, like, as I looked up, like, how do you get on the show or whatever? Like, the people that eat at the show, like, during the filming of the season, like, those people get invited to the show. Like you have to sign up, and then, like, you don't get to pick what day you go. Like, they just tell you, like, hey, okay, we're going to film this day, this day, this day. We have an opening on this day, and you're, like, your reservation is this night at this time. Oh. So, they don't get to pick. They just have to go and show up.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyways, last question.
Anyways, moving on. We got one more from Brian, and he says, "What's something that's illegal that you think should be made legal?"
Weed.
Weed's not legal in Oregon yet.
But I mean, like across the country.
Oh, okay.
I say it's not here.
Prostitution.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm talking serious. Like, okay, listen. No, I'm being serious right now. If I, as a person, like as a grown adult, right, want to sell myself for sex or whatever to somebody, why can you do it? Like legally, you know what I mean? Like without getting in trouble. Like I know there's some people that do it, whatever, Why can't people do that? It's your fucking body. People say, my body, my choice. Like, okay, then give people their fucking choice. Why not, Mayo? There's fucking strippers that
I don't know.
that show their bodies for money. There's porn stars that do it. They shoot porn videos or whatever, like legally shoot porn videos and make money off of that. Isn't that the same thing almost? You know what I mean?
Maybe there's like human trafficking involved.
Well, that part, okay, I understand.
That could be a dark side of it, though. But if it was,
but if it was just like a normal, like, okay, anyone could do it, like person to person, you could just like be like, I fucking sell my body for $50 for 20 minutes. I don't know, whatever the fuck. Like, why can that be legal? I mean, if porn is legal, you can legit go to like a porn place and like, I don't know, have sex with like 50 people or whatever, and shoot a fucking video, and that's fine. But some girl or some guy that don't, whatever the fuck, they don't have the money and they want to make quick buck and they want to sell their body or whatever. Why can't they fucking do it? Now I understand, like you just brought up, Nypron, there is a lot of like fucking shit. Like human trafficking and shit is pretty bad, and underage shit is obviously fucked. But like, I'm talking like legal age adults, consenting adults between each other. You know what I mean? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like weed, man. Weed should be legal in every fucking state. I don't know. There's some fucking states that are super illegal. Like, fuck that, dude. Like, Canada did it. I might as well do it here, dude. You might as well mail.
Yep, not here in Ohio yet.
It's not legal there?
No. It is in Michigan.
So, like, if you're driving down the road and you have, like, an ounce of weed, can you go to jail mail?
I believe so.
How long do you go to jail for?
I have no idea.
What? You know, like, that's the legal amount here in Oregon is an ounce of weed. Like, I can go buy an ounce of weed right now and have it in my car and drive around with it. And if I get pulled over, and I could have it in my fucking, like, in my console, in my dash. And if a cop sees it, he won't even question me about it. He just asks how much amount. Is that for personal use? Yep. Okay. I mean, that's crazy to me that in your state, if I did the same thing, I'd fucking get handcuffed, beat up.
Yeah.
Taken to jail. That is nuts. And Nypron's thinking the same shit. He's like, what the fuck? That is crazy. Because, yeah, the West Coast is all legal over here, man. We're cool, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Thinking of mine, Jesus. Since I had my fun weekend last weekend, I would say a speed limit, like no speed limit road. Like maybe just like a dedicated road, like the Autobahn. You know, like in Europe, you got a road where you can just drive. Just have like an extra lane and be like, that's the no speed limit lane.
Yeah,
like you go in there, that's just where you are.
Yeah, the left lane should be that lane. That should be the fucking lane.
And you just go. You know, you can go whatever you want to go. It'd be nice.
The problem with that is, though, like when there's a traffic jam and you're going 100 miles an hour and there's a complete stop ahead of you and you don't have enough time to stop and you slam into 50 cars.
Yeah,
that would be the problem.
Minor problem.
But I mean, like, if that lane was just completely separate, like there's never a traffic jam in that lane, it's always going. That would be fucking cool.
What the Autobahn does if they have like a big traffic jam? See, there's like a big wreck on the Autobahn. You know what I mean?
Assuming they all just slow down eventually. Like, hopefully, people slow the fuck down.
Whatever they do there, we'll just have to do here, and we'll make the road go all the way across the country. We'll go from like New York to like California, and just have a long ass road with no like real intersections or nothing. You know, just have on ramps or off ramps, and you could just go. And I could come visit you, easy Jesus. Just jump in the Camaro and just go.
Be here in 3 hours.
Right. Be like flying a plane.
Oh, that'd be fucking crazy. Yeah, I mean, there should be a lot of things that should be legal.
I'm not crazy or anything, but I think the purge should happen.
Oh my god! I thought, you were giving me shit for prostitution. You're over here wanting the purge to happen.
One day you can do anything.
I mean, literally anything. You can murder, rape, kill, pillage, rob, steal, kidnap. Anything for a day. That's scary, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I couldn't think of anything else but that.
I need to watch those movies again. I have them on Vudu. They look really good on my OLED TV too, the way they recorded them in Adobe Vision and HDR and all that kind of stuff. They look really, really lifelike. But I should go back and watch those again.
I think the last one I watched was the election one, where the ladies.
I never watched the newest one. The what was it, like Forever Purge or whatever?
Yeah, I watched that one. Yeah,
that's the only one I haven't seen. I bought like the 4-pack.
That one wasn't good. That was the one where they were trying to get to Mexico, right, to seek asylum or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the guys were trying to leave. Yeah, they went from like Kansas, and they went through like Texas, and they were trying to get to Mexico because I don't know, some shit that
the election
they had to cross the border illegally to Mexico.
The election one was kind of different. I didn't realize how much different they were all from each other.
Yeah,
like I started watching them. Like I saw one of them out of order. I'm like, oh, this is actually really good. I watched it with my kids. And I ended up buying like the pack of 4 of them or something like that on Vudu as a bundle. And I was watching the other ones, and like the one was like just like in a house. You know, like I can't remember if that's the election one or not.
That's the election one, yeah.
Okay, then there's one where there's like a politician and she's out and about, and they're trying to get to her. They're like, it was like a political rival or something like that was trying to have her killed, and they kind of set it up so she was out in the city or something like that, or they attacked her house.
That was the election one.
That could be the same one. They kind of run together because it's been a minute, so
yeah.
But they were all a little different.
There were the show, the TV show is actually pretty good. The first season was kind of cool. It was about this brother and this sister that were kind of out on the purge, and the second one was about this no, that was the second season. The first season was about this guy who was dating this chick, and they kind of her parents invite him over and her over to their house for the purge or whatever to be safe because they're rich people or whatever. But they're part of that purge party, the NRA or whatever, whatever political party endorses the purge, they're part of that party. And they find out that these guys, they all get together in this house to stay safe from the purge, Mayo, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they all have to kill someone together. They all kill some people together. So then they all kind of have that dirt on each other, oh, you killed someone on the purge or whatever, they all know that they killed someone together or whatever. That was a cool season. And then season 3 was about this lady who was working or something. She was at work and her boss tries to kill her or some shit. I don't know. The show's pretty good, actually. The TV show's actually pretty good. I don't know if they ever made a new season. I think they only made 3. You're fucking crazy, Nypron. You live in San Diego, dude. You'd be dead.
Yeah, of all places. I'd be at least me out here in the middle. Well, I don't live in nowhere, but I live in the city. But at least in Ohio, it'd be kind of somewhat quiet. Go out and hide in the country.
You could go out and hide in the country, in the woods and shit. You know what I mean? Where the fuck are you gonna hide, Nypron?
In my closet.
Nypron hiding in this closet with his cats. Oh shit! That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know where I would go. It's probably just join.
He says just join.
Just be one of them to survive, I guess.
That
I'm
would
not
be
sure.
too
I'm not sure
crazy.
we lost Gunny over there or not. We lost his camera, I know, but
yeah,
I know he was kind of happy to go. That's it. That's pretty much the only other community question we had. So,
all right, brother. Well, that sounds
find you,
good.
Nypron.
Yeah. Oh, you can find me on mostly everything as Nypron, Nypron. I sold my PlayStation, so you won't find me in there anymore. So I'm mostly playing on PC now. The PC Master Race. Let's go. And then, yeah, just kind of switching things around. Usually every generation, I switch things up. First I was Xbox 360 and then PS4, and then now I'm just switching it up to PC. Just trying to experience everything, just have different opinions, not just sticking to one. But yeah, I just feel like PC will have a bright future because I can see Sony's pushing their games on PCs, so that's why I made the switch. Yeah, where can we find you, Mayo?
Oh, you're gonna find me on Discord. Is the Mayo? You're gonna find me over on all the gaming sites, either Xbox or Origin. All this stuff is the Mayo or the Mayo one of those two. But Discord's the easiest option. And to find my wallpaper, go find me on Steam. Go to the Mayo, the space Mayo. Go to my workshop. Find my little Camaro wallpaper. Download it for free if you have Wallpaper Engine. You can enjoy some Mayo driving. I have 8 subscribers right now. Jesus, celebrity.
I'm subscribed to you.
Give me the 9. Give me the 9. But yeah, it's a cool little video actually. So actually, it looks pretty good as a wallpaper.
And put it on my phone.
Yeah, there you go.
Is Wallpaper Engine on your phone? Can you do it on your phone?
We missed that. I actually just added it. That's what I was showing you earlier, Jesus, on the camera. I added my phone. It's pretty dope. I like it. Thanks, Nypron. I sitting there messing with it. I don't know if you've seen it when we were messing around, but put up the camera there. I have this one here right now, and it kind of moves. And
nice. Oh, it has that thing. Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it even supports my folding phone. Because my phone folds, and it has the 2 screens. It has the one on the front as well, and it supports that. So.
Yeah, you just download the app, Jesus.
Yeah.
Wallpaper Engine, and then just link your Steam on the phone to.
I don't think I linked my Steam. I just linked my Wallpaper Engine. I opened Wallpaper Engine up, and it had and it gives you a 4-digit code, and then you link the two, and then when you have Wallpaper Engine up and your phone open at the same time, you can send the wallpapers right to your phone. Pretty good stuff.
Wallpaper engine, it's not available on iPhone.
Oh, that's because it's Hobo.
Oh man, stupid.
Android only then.
Stupid Hobo phone. Damn. Fuck. That's trash.
They want you to buy that stuff. You know that, Jesus. They want you to buy
there's other wallpaper apps, but I want Wallpaper Engine because everything's free on there.
Oh. Especially because it migrates from your PC. Like your PC wallpapers go right to your phone. Pretty neat.
Make the switch?
Yeah, make the switch.
No.
Damn it.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm okay. I'll keep my Hobo wallpapers. Anyways, find Gunny on everything that's GunnyCheif. Find me on everything that's Jesus Rocks a Lot. And I'm out of here. I'm play some more Call of Duty.
Nice.
I need a Call of Duty patch.
Alright, what did Jesus say, Jesus?
Peace out. Brussels sprouts. We'll catch you on the next podcast.
See ya.